From the Ford Video Guy studio in Salina, Kansas, it's McArthur Live with Tim Bartz and Sarah Davis. For all the information on ordering and production, Ford news, recalls, debunking all the fake news on social media, and whatever's on their mind, here's your host, Tim and Sarah. Welcome in, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? Hope you, Sarah's running a little behind, so she had a sick kiddo at home, and so she's running a little behind. She'll get set up here, and I hope everybody's having a great day. Don't forget, we are recording this. The audio, I'm pulling out the audio on this for our podcast, so you can always listen to it later. Or if you're listening to the podcast, come join it live on our YouTube channel. So the links for that video is down below. I have two different ones for you guys to guess what's in my cup this week. So I had somebody comment that they've been a follower of the channel for years and years, for several years, like 18 months. And they said that there's a lot of talking and less news. So we'll try to cut that down. But we do enjoy talking to you guys and enjoy the interaction. So
some weeks there's less news.
Yeah, there's a lot this week. So we will try to kind of keep it a little bit to the minimum this week because there's a lot to cover, a lot to go over this week. Because we got information on next month's wholesale. That's allocations and scheduling and all that for July production. I have a lot of dealer news updates and some major updates on some of the different products as well, like Bronco Ranger that's been updated. And so there's a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. So we're going to have a lot of fun tonight. Hope you guys enjoy it. And if you are in here, smash a like button. So if you're a member, of course, you've paid to be a member. I appreciate your doing that. But those of you don't have to pay to be a member. Just smash a like button, and that's payment enough for tonight. So I get your admission for tonight. Just kidding. But we do appreciate anybody that just close the chat just real quick, the little X, and then hit that like, and then go into the the chat, back in the chat, and pull it up. That'd be awesome. So pushes it out there, gets it out there to more people. And let's see what else we do. And another reason we do a little bit of chit chatting is we get allowed for people to get in there and get their notifications and jump in. Since I didn't throw it out there on social this week, forgot to do that. But yeah. Anyway, let's see what else is going on this weekend. You guys went to movie Friday night, right?
We did.
Was that fun?
We saw Alien.
Yeah. Alien, not
Aliens. That's the second movie. It's Alien.
Okay.
So they did a 45th anniversary viewing in theater. So you get to go to the theater and view it. Okay.
That was interesting. Anyway, and then Sunday, we hightailed it to Kansas City and got a bunk bed so your kids can stay the night.
Oh.
So okay. I don't know if you knew we picked that.
That's why Mom wanted to go to KC.
We went to IKEA, picked up bunk beds. So yeah, I get a little construction to do.
I'll come over and build it for
got
you.
A little help building it there, and I think they'll have fun with it. So bunk beds. So I know that Jolie was a little nervous about that because you guys had bunk beds as kids, and she's like, and we have boys, and one of them is her boy. So, and I mean that literally, her boy, because he is like her. So. Anyways.
I fell out of my bunk bed and broke my arm.
Yes.
But it was because I had my legs slung over, because if I put my pillow against the wall and slept in it the right way, my pillow would fall behind the wall when I was trying to read with it propped up against the wall. So I would sit the other way and fall asleep reading. And I fell out.
They do have rails. And this in here has a little tent that kind of goes over it.
Yeah.
So maybe that won't be a problem.
Well, and ours was a loft bed. So it had the bed and then a desk underneath. So.
Well, but no, we had two beds. You could make it a bed, or you could take the bed out.
That was the other one.
Oh.
We had two different. I fell out of the metal frame that we got from Crystal.
Okay. Anyway, these are wood ones. I have a little tent that goes over it, and
hopefully that keeps them
from
jumping off.
More double what we really probably needed to. And your mom's like, I think that's more than we paid for any of our beds.
Beds are expensive. That's why I buy mine secondhand or grab them from you guys.
The mattresses alone were like $100 a piece, and then I think 100, and then the bed itself was 300.
Yeah,
Oh well,
it's ridiculous.
it's
Again, I
all
only buy mine when they're on sale.
all right. Anyway, so enough to talk about that. So I did get a chance to go to Roush this last week as well on
Yes.
Thursday. So a video for that is live, as well as the day before that we had the video go live on the from Bronco Supercell. A couple of vendors that I liked going to see. There's a couple others as well. There were several vendors there for Bronco 6G that did suspension upgrades, and I didn't go to those because I feel like I have a good suspension on mine. So I did visit the ones that have a lot of those. I feel like it's smaller priced items that you can add to your Bronco to fill a void that maybe you don't have, like IAG does. And then, of course, Diabolical too, with that security system they have. What do they call it? Slipstream. And then Mountains of Metal with some pretty unique cargo area items that I need to save up money for, because that's not Ford Pass points. So anyway, so you can watch those videos that went live last week. Yesterday we had a double video day because Maverick Monday, that video has to go out on Monday, but there were some important changes to the Bronco as well. So we did a video on that, the Job 2 changes, which we're going to talk about tonight briefly, but check out that video. Man, there's a lot of stuff there and a lot to unbox on that. So check out that video if you get a chance. I appreciate it. Or if you want to, you don't have to. Anyway, and then upcoming videos, of course, we'll take the scheduling information from today. We'll be in a video for Wednesday. Thursday, we're going to take what we're going to talk about as our topic and have its own video on Thursday. We're going to I'll put a little intro to it, but we're going to talk about something I think is very important for Model E. People looking to get a mach-e and a Lightning, and they haven't ordered one yet. I think it's going to be a good video for you guys to watch. We'll mainly talk about Lightning, but it should roll over to mach-e as well soon and how that works. And I'm going to try to put a video together about how ordering works, the process of ordering a vehicle, what happens once you order and place that order, clear through, what's scheduling, what's allocations. We're going to do a video that kind of explains everything, because I have a lot of people that ask me that, and I think that'd be good to have that type of video. And I can just, every time somebody asks how this works, I can just say, watch this video. And then, of course, Maverick Monday 18. Episode 18. I can't believe I was only going to do a few episodes. I'm like, I don't know how long this will last. So episode 18 coming up. And I'm hoping 25 model year releases so that I can have a lot of content for Maverick, for the Maverick Monday for going on. But anyway, now next week I'll be gone Monday through Thursday at a conference, and conference/training. I'm also speaking. And so we'll probably record the Maverick Monday early so that can be ready to go live Monday night, because that's when I'll be arriving at the location. Anyway, so that'll be going on next week. So we'll be live next week in 2 different locations.
Yes.
I can't believe it's already May. Tomorrow is May. Today's the last day of April. So anyway, and ending out to be a pretty good month. I think we've sold 157 new vehicles this month, or I think before today, and then like 71 Mavericks. I didn't even think we had that many.
I know we sold like 4 trucks today.
Wow. And I
Maybe
know
7.
we had to sell a bunch of F-150s because Ford had a special deal where you got so much off of each of your F-150s as long as you sold F-150s and Explorers, and we had to sell a certain number.
Yeah.
And I know that we had just a couple left to do.
Last I checked the chat, we had 3 left, and I think we had to hit a number of 10.
But I think we needed to get 10 F-150s / Explorers today, and I think we did. So, and I think we sold our lot. I mean, we have like maybe one 2023 left. So we're on the 24 model year F-150s. No more 23s. Other dealers might have them, but not us. We're moving on.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. So enough talk about that. Don't forget about the channels we support as well down in there. I did watch, and Johnny had a video on. He's got a trimmer. F-150 trimmer arrived in Canada. He's got 2.
Ooh.
He did a little walk around on that one, and that's pretty cool. He sent it as a premiere video, so check that out if you didn't get a chance to see it. Link to his channel is in the description, as well as All Terrain Nation, Allie's channel, and check her out on Instagram. And let's see who else. Bird Dog Overland. He's down there, and I got a chance to see him on All Terrain Nation's chat, and got to see him at Supercell. Bronco Nation. They don't do a lot of videos much anymore, but anyway. Okay, so I think that's it. And podcast, I think that's about it. Don't forget to check out the merch if you want. We have merch, some new stuff with my Bronco. I was thinking about that. We might need to do some of those same ones with just a stock like Badlands Bronco stuff instead.
Yeah.
So that way it's not like my Bronco, but
Mhm.
anyway. So we might have to do that. But anyway, check that out. And if you see any merch you'd like to see, or some of our sayings on things, we have some of those. We can tweak
Any
things, and
ideas for
any
things,
ideas you
yeah.
have. We're going to be working on some Maverick stuff, like dig the offset, some stuff like that. That'll be
Yes.
fun. Some other stuff. So definitely hit us up. Email Sarah Davis at lawmacarthur.com. She'll put it in the chat. And with any ideas, and we can make those. We can do all kinds of stuff. In fact, Jeff helped me with a lot. You helped me with a lot of the stuff that's on there. So yes, we can do that. We can make that work. And my website is now up, FordVideoGuyMedia.com. Ford Video Guy Media, because FordVideoGuy.com was taken. Somebody actually grabbed it, and then he was going to actually get it over to me, and he passed away. So, but when it expired, somebody else snatched it before I got a chance to get it. So, Ford Video Guy Media, there you go, and it has all the builds that I did on the Bronco, and including a part list of everything and where I found the stuff on there on the channel. And I got a couple things I got to add to that channel right now, but there you go. You can check out the build, our podcast on there, links to the YouTube channels and everything.
Mm-hmm.
One-stop shop place for stuff, videos, content that I've done. So, all right. I think I've done enough of propaganding myself and the channel. So let's move on. There is one last thing. Of course, we have a bunch of members in here. If you see their green names are green in there, those are our members. So are you ready to tell them about membership, how to become a member if they want to?
Yeah. There, keeping my place. If you'd like to become a member, it is right there beside the subscribe button. It'll give you all the information on being a member and how you can become one. Yeah.
Even iOS.
iPhone now has it, so you don't have to worry about that anymore. Members get a couple of little perks. They get their name highlighted in our chat. They get the little icons beside their name, and they get special emojis on top of getting to see videos first, a live stream weekly, most weeks, and then a lot walk most weeks.
Yeah. And this week's I got most of it in. It rained on me. It just came down out of nowhere real quick. Anyway, but we got most of it in. So yeah, and with the lot walks, we do I don't know if you call them a Tim Talk, walk and talk.
Tim Talk.
We do a couple of those and talk about different things that are on my mind, or things that have
if you've ever watched Tim Allen's The Outdoor Man, whatever it's called.
Yeah, Last Man Standing.
Last Man Standing. Think that, but with cars.
Yeah, no politics.
No politics.
No politics.
We don't bring that here.
But we talk about different things that are kind of like on my mind, or things that I think it should be done this way or that way or whatever. So maybe controversial things that I won't share on regular public videos. So anyway, all right. And there you go. All right. And you get shout outs. So let's do some shout outs for members.
Yeah.
You got them marked up there?
I'm trying to get them marked up. I was pretty far back. I'll lose my place. Oh well. We have Clarence Roller. Looks like the storm went through Salina 4 or so hours ago. That looks like a nasty place from Texas to Iowa. It actually went right around the edge of the city. Like you could see them starting to come in, and then it started to like move off.
Say we didn't get any rain here today.
Did a nice little churn.
Yeah. So.
Just finished up a big golf weekend. Finished second. It sure was an April to remember. The Masters, Supercell, big golf weekend, and to finish it, 40th anniversary for me and Joanna.
Oh, congrats!
Woohoo!
That was a April to remember.
Yeah.
There.
We have Misty Novotny. Hi, everyone. Bucko, good evening to everyone. We have Mike M. Hello, Richview, Law McArthur, Sarah. After a damp start, we have a perfect weather this evening.
We're supposed to get rain the next 2 days, possibly in the evenings.
We'll see.
If we get lucky.
I'm hoping for nice thunder. I like a good thunder rumble. We have Niles. Let's go. He does it better. I want major Bronco news at McArthur from Mike M. We have Mid-Coast Maine. Greetings from the Maine Coast.
There you go.
Richard Peters. Hello, everyone. Hope y'all are doing great. I like the introduction to the show. Great improvement. Jack Evans. I like the Bronco changes for Job 2, but I can't wait to see just what Ford has in store for 25 Bronco. Hoping for a hybrid. Let's see. And then I did not lose my place. So we have Elizabeth. Hi, all. Better late than never. Let's see. Our Quibido is here. What was the name of the material used for sound deadening in the doors and floor? Is that undercoating? Or
What name of the material used for sound deadening in the doors?
I'm sure Niles answered it down here.
Don't know.
There's lots of companies that offer that. Let's see. Do we have any other members? Say hi. Mike Lyons. Hello, everyone. Hope everyone has a great week. Douglas Blair, the Matt. All right. Hope I didn't miss anyone.
There you go.
So, yeah. Coming in late, I get behind on tagging people.
There you go. All right. Well, welcome in all the members and everybody else. So let's, you got a good dealer moment for us?
I do.
So I do have, we had Chick-fil-A tonight.
You had Chick-fil-A?
There still could be any kind of beverage that's in my cup.
All right. We did Lewisburg Ford in Kansas last week.
Yes, we did.
Okay. All right. We have Platinum Ford in Terrell, Texas. Dylan Dunman was the salesman. No fees, no dealer add-ons, and all requested items delivered as promised. No front plate, no dealer badge. So he requested no extras from the dealer, no dealer badging. They delivered it without it.
All right.
So it looks like a good dealer from Terrell, Texas, Platinum Ford, and Dylan Dunham was his salesman.
There you go. Good dealer right there. Let me make this little thing here, and we'll get into. We're ready for scheduling. All right. Let's add that. All right. So, okay. So, good dealer. If you have any other good dealers, you can send them in to us. Especially if it's. I mean, we get them off of the Mavericks, off the Maverick Truck Club, but. If you have one on for a Bronco, F-150, any other vehicle, share it with us, Sarah Davis at McArthur.com, and we can mention them as well. So I always say go to your good local dealers first, you know. So there you go. Okay, we are ready for scheduling information, and there is some good information for this week, but we also have some information for next month as well that we gained information on yesterday. This all corrected. So let's jump in and do that. If I get the right slide and everything. Here we go. All right. So scheduling information for this week. And we are at the end of this bonus going to cover some information for next month, which is going to be for July's scheduling. Or July production dates, I should say. But we still do have a couple more weeks left over for some of April's production. So this week is still working on April because it started with April, but also I think next week as well. So we still have a couple more weeks of some of that scheduling. Most retails have already been scheduled that are going to get scheduled for the most part. Probably like the next couple weeks are for, like a lot of models won't schedule, but some that will. It'll be for mostly stock scheduling because they just got to fill those open slots and use those dealer allocations that haven't been used. Hold on, got to go. Sorry about that. I knew that was coming. So let's go ahead and first talk about the different terminologies here. So move over here. Where's that? Right there. So order banks, that is where the orders are placed by the dealer. All stock and retail orders are put in there. So the order has to be placed by the dealer for almost all vehicles. And so that's where they're going to be placed. Now they're going to be a retail order is a customer placed order, whereas a stock order is an order placed for stock by the dealership. So that's the difference in that. We do have priority codes. A retail order is anything from a 03 through 19, whereas a stock one is a 20 to 80 priority. Usually the lower the better. Like on our stock, sometimes we'll see some that are 20. We put some at 80. And then all the retails default is 19. So if you see yours as a 19, it's not that your dealership picked yours to be last or anything like that. That's the default. And unless there's like a high priority, maybe that person's been waiting a while, they'll move it down. That's typically how that works. Scheduling, that's when Ford schedules an order for production and dates that are in the future months. Like we're talking this week is for most of the dates for June production. So they got to schedule in advance for those production dates. Allocations. Now, Ford gives dealers allocations to schedule their orders. The dealer needs an allocation to schedule an order in the order bank, whether it be a retail order or not. Just because you have a retail order doesn't mean it's automatically going to get scheduled. A dealer needs to earn an allocation even to get that order scheduled. Dealers earn allocations from their sales of each model within their region. Now, well, here soon for every model. We'll talk about that later. Constraints, that's an option that may be in short supply or take longer to build or supplier issues. Capacity, that's the planned production rate for a given trim, motor, option, anything like that. Job 1 and 2, that's where production is split into two different productions so that if any new features or changes need to be made, they can be implemented halfway through the production. Balance out, that's the end of production for a particular, maybe it might be a build, color, option, package, something like that. That usually happens. So there we go. All right. So this week, we're going to talk about first, we're going to get to the 24 model year Mustang. Order banks are open up for the 24 Mustang. I think they're planned to produce through the end of the year, calendar year. So they are open up. They are not scheduling this week. There's currently 732 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. But no schedule this week. And we'll talk about next month here a little bit later. You can check that out. All right. Next is the 24 model year Escape. So the order banks are open up for the Escape as well, including the plug-in hybrid. And there's currently only 282 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. All of them are well within their capacity, so you could pretty much order any trim level. You should be good to go there. They are not scheduling this week, though. They pretty much have their production probably planned. We'll probably see those same notes, no scheduling for next week as well. Next is the 24 model year Bronco Sport. Order banks are open up for the Bronco Sport, including Heritage Edition, Freewheeling Edition, all those different trim levels. And there's currently only 93 unscheduled orders in the order bank, retail orders, I should say. And about a third of those are Badlands. So there you go. There's that. They are scheduling this week, cleanup scheduling, which means, again, a dealer has to have an allocation to get scheduled. They are scheduled for the weeks of 6/3 through the week of 6/24. Here's some of the notes for dealers to know of what, for getting their allocations fulfilled with orders. Limit availability for the 2.0 EcoBoost engine, which is your Badlands engine. Also the tech package, which is optional on the Outer Banks. Now, these other ones are exhaust availability, which more than likely you want to try to, if you're a dealer and you have an allocation to be used, stay away from these or at least have something else to replace these orders. That's a Big Ben version. The convenience package, which is optional on the Big Ben and the freewheeling. The black appearance package, which is optional on the Big Ben. The T7R tire, which is the 225/65 R17 all-season tire that's standard on the Big Ben. The wheel 64T, that's the 17-inch carbonized gray painted high gloss aluminum wheel, which is standard on the Big Ben. Also, wheel 64V, which is a 17-inch carbonized gray painted low gloss wheel that's optional on the Badlands. That's that off-road wheel. Wheel 648, which is an 18-inch machine face aluminum ebony painted wheel. That is the standard wheel on the Outer Banks. And then wheel 64U, which is a 17-inch carbonized gray painted aluminum wheel, which is standard on the Badlands. And then the moonroof is also exhaust availability. You can see why Badlands and Big Bend are struggling and why they can't fulfill that. So they've got pretty much all the production for most of those trim levels. So if you got if your dealer out there need to get the allocation fulfilled, kind of work around those type of parameters there. All right, next is the 24 model year Bronco. So the order banks are open up for about all trim levels with the exception of the Heritage and Heritage Limited. They are closed. Everything else is still open. And there's currently only 1,796 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. Not that many. So there you go. That's pretty good to hear. Right there, you can probably schedule about anything and be good. They are not scheduling this week. Note in here, job 2 order bank open last night. Late last night. So pretty much it's open today in a sense. New available. Well, actually, we're going to talk about the rest of this. We'll talk about new things that are available and changes when we get to the order guide updates. So if you're watching this, the scheduling video from Wednesday here as a separate video, check out the video that we did on the Bronco on recently on the changes to the Bronco. We'll talk about it there. So, all right, next is the 24 model year Mach-E. The order banks are open up. In fact, the job 2 order bank opens up tomorrow, May 1st. And there's currently only 18 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank to schedule up there. Does say no scheduling this week. And it does say job 2 order banks open on May 1st. So that's the only other note there on the Mach-E. There you go. Next is the 25 model year Explorer. Order banks are open up for the 25. So some people have reached out and said, my dealer says I can't order a Platinum 25 Explorer. They are wrong. You can. They probably think because it seemed like the 24 model year order bank just opened up recently that 25 is not ready, but it is. So hopefully you've caught some of my other videos. Order banks are open up for all trim levels of the 25 model year Explorer. You can schedule them. In fact, there's currently 551 unscheduled retail orders for the 25 model year. So they definitely are taking orders. And they are not scheduling for production this week. A 24 model year Expedition. Order banks are open up for the Expedition. Probably closing soon, I would think. But it is opened up right now. There's currently 322 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. Of those 322, 39% of them have the Platinum standard wheel, and 9% have the mahogany trim. So that's the biggest constraint holdups on the Expedition. Expedition is not scheduling this week, though. So, all right, next, 24 model year Maverick. Maverick order banks are open up right now for stock and retail orders. Let's see, there's currently only 8,352 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. Not too many. Not too bad. Of those, 71% of them are hybrid, and 60% of them are XL trim level. So there you go. Those are some of the biggest things. Now, there are some notes in here. They are scheduling this week for the weeks of June 3rd through June 24th. Cleanup scheduling. Don't forget, your dealer has to have an allocation. If you have a retail unscheduled order in the order bank, but your dealer doesn't have an allocation, it's not going to get scheduled. Your dealer has to have an allocation to be able to get scheduled for your order. Here are some of the different things that are exhausted. For dealers that don't have any retail orders, these are some things you might want to look at to get to work around if you have some allocations you need to be used. And I know a lot of dealers are probably trying to schedule hybrids, but it's not going to happen for a stock order probably. Exhaust availability for the hybrid engine. Exhaust availability for the black appearance package, which is optional on the XLT and Lariat trim. Also, exhaust availability for 96J. That is the hard drop-in bed liner, which is optional on the XL and XLT series. Also is included in the XLT luxury package. Those shouldn't be affected by this. Probably just the ones where it's optional. The bed extender, option 50B, which is optional on all series. Again, like I've said, keep off those bed accessories. And then wheel T7R, which is a 225/65 R17 all-season tire that's on the XL and XLT only. So that tire would not affect any Lariats. And then wheel 64T, the 17-inch carbonized gray painted aluminum wheel, which is standard on the XLT. So if you're somebody out there, you're a dealer, you have allocations available, maybe you don't have retail orders, you can get some stock ones fulfilled. I'd probably lean towards an EcoBoost and probably a lariat trim, because then that doesn't get affected by the wheel and the tire issue there. So try to get a lariat or a tremor, because a tremor tire wouldn't be affected, or an XLT FX4 wouldn't be a bad option either. So just stay away from that drop-in liner, the bed extender, and black appearance package. So you can have a decent looking truck there and fulfill your allocation. All right, next is the 24 model year Ranger. There's currently 911 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. Not that many. Order banks are open up for the Ranger, and they are shipping. We have sold 5 this in the month of April. So they are shipping out and being delivered to dealers and to customers. In fact, I saw one driving on the highway Sunday, so it looks really good in person. Let's see what else. No scheduling this week for the Ranger. Job 2 order bank opened last night, just along with the Bronco. So they both opened up. We do have the 2.7 liter EcoBoost engine is now available. We'll talk in our dealer news and more in depth on that, but there are probably some people want to know that 2.7 liter engine is available on XLT and lariat trim. And then also there's the tonneau pickup box covers, a hard folding and retractable, that are available on your 4x4 models only, which is kind of weird. We'll talk more about that in our live stream. If you're watching the recorded video, check out our live stream where we go through the order guide updates. We'll have timestamps down there. You can check that out. All right, moving on. 24 model year Super Duty. Order banks are open up for the Super Duty right now. There's currently 14,993 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. And they are scheduled this week at Kentucky Truck Plant for the weeks of 6/3 through 6/24, and at Ohio Assembly Plant for the week of 6/24. Some of the same notes in here. Of course, and dealers know that you can order the spray and bed liner. The take rate's much higher than what they have orders for, so you can go ahead and leave those on there. And don't forget, you need to make sure that you're fulfilling and putting in the orders you needed for the 6.8 liter engine, or even it says the 6.7. So it says required orders 250 and 350 XL and Lariat. They've added that this week with the 6.8 liter. You can't. I don't think you get the 6.8 on the Lariat, but that'd be on the XL. 6.7 liter on the Lariat without the fifth wheel prep package. So they need those. Also, they were requiring some orders on the F-250 and F-350 XL and Lariat with the 7.3 liter engine without the fifth wheel prep package. So they are looking for orders for those for dealers that have stock allocations to be used. Limited availability for the F600 and the limited trim. Also, the 648 wheel, which is an 18-inch sparkle silver painted aluminum wheel with the bright hub cover center ornaments. That's standard on the XLT 250 and 350 single rear wheel. Also, the OBKLG frame, which is available on the F350 two-wheel drive with the 7.3 or diesel engines and the 145-inch single wheel or dually. Multi-contour seat also is a limited availability. And then OBKPQ, which is the 203-inch wheelbase fuel tank with the low sulfur diesel fuel. That's option 98L. And then also option 15K, which is your fifth wheel hitch kit, not the prep package, but the hitch kit. So that one there is also limited availability. And then OBKOZ, which is the flow-through console that's standard on the King Ranch Platinum Limited, optional on the XLT. Does say in here 97% Lariat. So, and also on some of the Lariats too. So a little bit shorter list for the Super Duty, which is good to see. But I know 450s are struggling. I think what they showed us was 450s are being produced at a 3% capacity. So it's taken a while to get the 450s through. So hang in there, 450 people. All right, next, 24 model year F-150. The order banks are open up for the F-150. There's currently 6,464 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. Probably the biggest constraint is Lariat with the black appearance package. That might be because Roush orders those. I don't know. Anyway, that's about the only thing that's really constrained. right there. And they are scheduling this week for the week of 6/17. They are needing some orders. They are needing some trimmer 401A orders, which is a pretty well equipped vehicle there. Anyway, let's see here. Oh, don't forget, if you're ordering the tow haul package, that you need to make sure you have the electronic locker, the max tow axles. That's XL5, which is the 355 axle on the 3.5 gas, or the XL7, which is the 373 axle on the 5.0 liter. So it's funny they have 3.75, but they meant 3.73. I know what you meant. And then also to increase eligibility of your orders to be considered for scheduling, you need to do that. Also, bed utility package is changing a production week of June 10th. The box link plates are being replaced by the newly engineered tie-down plates instead. So that's going to be impacting the bed utility package on the XLT, Lariat, King Ranch, Platinum, Trimmer, and Raptor. Limited availability for these following options: a 2.7 liter engine, the tough bed spray and liner. It's kind of funny where on the Super Duty they want you to put that on there. On F-150 they say to take it off. Also the wheel 64L, which is a 20-inch chrome wheel that's optional on the 302A, and it's included on the 303A standard on Lariat and King Ranch. So that wheel there is also a limited availability. And lastly, 24 model year Transit. Order banks are open up for the Transit. There's currently 5,871 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank, and they are scheduling this week for the week production week of 6/17. Job 2 startup scheduling, it says this week. The updated scheduling notes for Transit will be published tomorrow, April 30th. So actually they're going to update that. So I do know on that, we're going to talk more about that during the order guide updates, but the e-Transit will finally be available to order if you're wanting an e-Transit. So, all right, bonus here for everybody. We're going to talk about next month's scheduling and what it looks like for May, which is going to be for July production dates for all these. So we're going to go through. Now, these will not start next week. It's probably going to be the week after, because it looks like we have, it looks like that we still have to fulfill all of our wholesale information. We have to the 9th. So that means that it won't start until the week of the 13th. So we'll have one more week of April scheduling, which probably a lot of models won't schedule next week. And then we'll be moving on to May 13th. The week of May 13th is when we'll probably see that be fulfilled. And just to kind of preface order banks, Mustang order bank is open up. Escape order bank is open up as well. Base is closed for retail, which it has been for a long time, since October of 23. Plug-in hybrid Escape is order bank is open up. Bronco Sports open up. Edge is not. Edge is closed. It's balanced out. It's sunsetted. It's done. They're finishing production of the last 24s, but no more orders there. 24 Mustang Mach-E is saying it is open. We're going to talk about that in our What's on Our Mind section of our live stream. A 24 model year Bronco, it is open for all of them, but the Heritage and Heritage Unlimited, as we talked about, and Job 2 order bank is now open as well. 25 model year Explorer is open. 24 model year Expedition is open. 24 Mavericks open, 24 Rangers open, 24 F-150 is open, with exception of the Heritage Appearance Package. That is closed now. And now you can order the 101A is now scheduling. We've been able to order it, but they haven't been scheduling. 24 model year Super Duty, e-Transit, and Transit order banks are open up now for those. So, all right. So let's get into some of the notes for the different models, and I'll try to keep this straight here between the specialty vehicles and the non-specialties. All right, starting with the 24 model year Mustang, they are going to be scheduled for 3 weeks of production, the weeks of July 15th through the weeks of July 29th. So 3 weeks. I think actually looking at most of the models, there are going to be maybe some plant shutdowns the week of 4th of July. Looks like not hardly any of the models are going to be scheduling for production dates that first week of July. Something to take note of. And there are some plants also that are down. We'll try to point those out. On the Mustang, a Night Pony package with the black painted roof is retail only. So you can't order that for stock. And Dark Horse, they are scheduled for the same production weeks as well. 3 weeks of scheduling. And on dark horse, again, your dealer has to have a dark horse allocation. That is a separate allocation from your Mustang. So if your dealer says, well, we have allocations for dark horse, okay, your regular Mustang allocations is separate from dark horse allocations. They will actually show in Webdo separately. All right, next is the 24 model year Mach-E. It does say job 1 balance out week of 6/24. So the only other note in here, they are planning to schedule for 3 weeks, the weeks of 7/1 through the weeks of 7/14. So 24 model year Escape and plug-in, they're both the same. They're going to be scheduled for 4 weeks of production, the weeks of 7/8 through the week of 7/29. All right. 24 model year Bronco, they are scheduling for 3 weeks of production, the weeks of 7/15 to the week of 7/29. It is job 2 startup production. That's what they're going to be scheduling for next month. Also, Raptor scheduling for the same 3 weeks, and Heritage Limited Edition also scheduled for the same weeks. So the new black appearance package on the Raptor will be available, as well as the Peak Blue will be available for the Heritage Limited Edition. And also on the Raptor, the new black painted roof and the body colored painted roof on the Raptor. Body colored painted roof is only available on the Raptor now. So those will schedule as well for those weeks. So that's pretty exciting to see. All right, next is the 24 model year Bronco Sport. It is scheduled for 3 weeks of production, the week of July 1st through the weeks of July 29th. That adds up to 4 weeks. Anyway, I don't know. I think it's supposed to be 7/8 because I'm looking at Maverick. It's the same plant. It's 7/8 through 7/29. So I think that's a typo. Anyway, Bronco Sport Big Ben is going to be produced at a 48% capacity production rate. Big Ben Black Appearance Package 0%. So it will not get scheduled. Outer Banks 33%. Badlands 12%. Badlands Premium Package 0%. So some things to note there. 25 model year Explorer. It is scheduled for 4 weeks of production, the week of 7/8 through 7/29. They're basically going to produce the Explorers. 43% will be active, and that's a regional number for the KC region. And ST line street package 68P, it looks like, is going to start scheduling nationally as well. 24 model year Expedition, scheduled for 4 weeks of production, the weeks of 7/8 through 7/29. XLT and Limited 302A regionally, it says. Looks like that'll be the main focus on those. 24 model year Maverick is going to schedule. It does say 3 weeks in here, but it's the same dates as the other one, which was 4 weeks. So again, typo maybe. The weeks of 7/8 through 7/29. And it looks like XL is going to be at 25%. So that's gone up from, I think originally it was like 21%. Now it's at 25% for XL, which is good. XLT is about half, 49%. And Lariat is 26%. And then Tremor's 10%. And the reason those don't add up, it's because Tremor is going to be an XLT or it's going to be a Lariat. So that's figured into that mix there. 24 model year Ranger, it is scheduling for 3 weeks of production, the week of 7/15 through 7/29. It is going to be job 2 startup, and the new 2.7 liter engine will be able to be scheduled. So that will be available now. Also to note on Ranger Raptor, it is going to be at the same dates. It's going to be also scheduling 7/15 through 7/29. And don't forget, on Ranger Raptor, dealer needs a separate allocation for any. All Raptors are different allocations for that than your regular Rangers. They are separated. And again, you may have an order in there, but if your dealer doesn't get a Ranger Raptor allocation, it's not going to get scheduled. It will stay in that order bank. So, all right, next is the F-150 24 model year, scheduling for the weeks of 7/15 through 7/29, 3 weeks of production for Kansas City Assembly Plant and the Dearborn Truck Plant. It will be down the week of 7/1 and 7/8. So that's typical. So it's nothing wrong here. That's planned downtime. That's usually when they clean the plant. They just check everything over so that they don't have any major downtimes or anything breaking. So that's a time where they check everything out. Every plant has downtime. Transit has it as well because Kansas City is having it. So we'll see later. Transit is going to be down for actually transits can be down for the week of 7-8 and 7-15. So, all right. And let's see, no other notes there. F-150 Raptors being scheduled the same weeks, the weeks of 7-15 through 7-29. 70% 801A, which is your base Raptor, and 30% Raptor 37. And then Raptor R is at that same rate. So on F-150, again, different allocations for your regular F-150. Raptors are your 801 and 802s get a different allocation, that those a different number and system, and Raptor R's is even separated from that. So you have 3 different F-150 numbers for allocations. So a dealer needs an allocation for a Raptor, your base Raptors, as well as a different one for Raptor R. Just because you have an order in there does not mean it can get scheduled. The dealer needs an allocation for the Raptor. I don't know. I just want to make sure I stress that enough so people understand that. And I've had people say, when are they going to start scheduling Raptor 37s? They have been. They've been scheduling Raptor 37s at a 30% take rate. So we've had some people waiting for Raptor 37s. They've been taking our base instead of the 37s. So it's just they got to work their way through the dealers because not all dealers are going to get a 37 scheduled. So there you go. All right. And next is a 24 model year Super Duty. Scheduling for 4 weeks of production, the weeks of 7-8 through 7-29. Does say 6.8 liter engine is at a 18 to 21% capacity. Spray and bed liner. Again, they can handle that. They do have a mod center expectancy of 28 to 32%. So, and then the transit, as I mentioned earlier, it is scheduled for the weeks of 7-1 through 7-29, it says, with the exception of 7-8. The week of 7-8 and 7-15 will not be in production. And it does say the BEV launches on 7-22. So the week of 7-22. So there you go. There is that. And yeah, I don't think anything else. And then the new, we'll talk about that in a little bit. So that's separate. All right. I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's all for that. So if you're watching the recorded version, drop down any questions you have. I've been pretty good this last week of answering those questions for you. Now, if you're watching our live stream, we're going to take it back to Sarah for taking questions live when it comes to scheduling. So if you're watching this recorded, come back every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. so you can ask your questions live and we can get those answered. So, Sarah?
Yeah, I have a couple questions.
All right.
This is from Ben. I have the tow haul package on my F-150 Lariat Power Boost, so I should be good because it's automatically the 3.73, correct?
Yes. Yeah. The Power Boost already gets that. And you just might want to make sure that I guess there's a different axle for the Max trailer, like the Max axle, but I think yours is good because the Power Boosts come with the 373. Mm-hmm. So you should be good. Just make sure that axle, what was that again? It was, just make sure you have the XL7 on your order. So, and I think actually I think this is probably why it's updating this for us, because it is actually saying now that you need to only worry about that if you have the EcoBoost engine, the 3.5 or the 5.0. So Power Boost shouldn't have to worry about it. 2.7s can't get the tow haul package. So, I mean, for those, it's just making sure you pick the right axle for that tow haul package for the V8 and the 3.5 Eco. So you should be good.
Is the black appearance package on the F-150 Lariat going to hold up scheduling, or is it just limited?
Yeah, it might a little bit because right now their capacity is about 13%, but I don't know how many is from each order. It doesn't really tell us that. So 13% of the 6,400 are the Lariat black appearance package. Which, I mean, I have to look at that percentage. I don't know what their monthly capacity is, but 7% is their capacity. But, like I said, if 7%, I don't know how many they make in a month, but figure that 7% times what they make in a month. Is that number more or less than the 13% of the 64,000? So just because it's 13% of the orders that have it and 7% capacity doesn't necessarily mean that it's necessarily constrained. So I think it's fine. I think it's okay. I know that Roush has been able to get their Lariats with the black appearance package scheduled, so I don't see why you guys would have any issues with it either. It's just the only thing that was over on the number, but I need to look and see. Actually, I might have that. let me look here. I used to actually keep that to kind of get an idea of how many. Look here. I try to keep that every month. I used to have somebody that usually sends that to me of what they're. I don't have it here. Found it. Okay, I found it here. So I'm just looking at, I'm going to have to get my glasses. This is really small. So I'm just looking at production for the F-150. And it looks like they make about 50,000 F-150s a month. So when you figure in and do the math on that, so 50,000, right, times 7%. So they can make 3,500 Lariat Black appearance packages a month. And we know that of the 6,400, 13%, that's only 832. So you should be good. So shouldn't be a problem there. It shouldn't be a major constraint. So that's why Ford doesn't like some of those reports getting out on social media, because just like at that, where I mentioned it's 13% with a take rate 7%, it can look like there's a constraint there. But when you actually do the figuring and do the math, since there's only 13% of the 6,400 orders that are unscheduled, that's only 832, and they're going to make about 3,000 Lariat Black appearance packages in each month. So,
All right.
Hope that makes sense.
So he also had a question about the Pro Access tailgate.
Mm-hmm.
2 weeks ago, my dealer could not add the Pro Access this one was first. I had my dealer add the Pro Access tailgate removal in the hope that I can get my F-150 scheduled ASAP.
Okay.
I already removed the bed liner and cover. Is there anything else I can do? And he said, 2 weeks ago, my dealer could not add the Pro Access tailgate removal. This week he could. What changed?
Okay, well, he shouldn't be able to order it now, because they actually took that. That was an option for a couple weeks because they were having issues instituting that into the job too. And so they made the removal so they could keep building vehicles. But then the Pro Access tailgate is now available. So that removal shouldn't be available to add to your order. So you're good leaving it on there and taking the removal item off of there. So more than likely it has probably nothing to do with any of those. You took the spray liner off and your bed cover. You should be good. You get the bed utility package. If you're Lariat, then that's I think on the Lariat bed utility package, is that come with a Pro Access tailgate? I can't remember. I have to look that up. So you should be good though. Even with the Pro Access tailgate, you should be good with that. So,
all right.
I mean, they're not telling us the Pro Access tailgate is holding anything up yet, but it doesn't mean it isn't. There's sometimes they don't always tell us about that because I don't want it to get out publicly, but and we just have to figure things out on our own. But yeah, there's no way. I don't think there is a removal item right now. I mean, if you want to add it, you can. If you want, you'd get the tailgate step instead if it was on there. But so I the only reason I think they would maybe add it is because there are some people that don't want the Pro Access tailgate. That would be the only reason. And I like the fact that you can put that removal item on there, and then in a sense you're picking whether you want the Pro Access tailgate or you want the regular traditional tailgate step, right? And that it gives you the flow. So maybe that's why they added it. I'll have to look.
Yeah.
I didn't know that they added it back. So because the main reason they had it originally was to keep production going, because they had issues with the Pro Access tailgate. And then once they said, nope, we're good, we got it rolling, not a problem, they removed the removal item so that everybody's can be built with it. And then I think some people were like, no, I kind of like that the removal was on there because I want the tailgate step. So I don't know. So maybe Ford, left it on there, but they haven't let us know. So
yeah. My Ranger is to be built week of May 6th. When should I see my window sticker?
It's hard to tell. Sometimes that shows up the week of production. Sometimes it doesn't. I mean, I know that it's not consistent, so it's hard to tell. It'll be on your vehicle though.
I have an F-350 King with 6.7
high
output and fifth wheel prep and hitch kit and max recline seats. Ordered 5 months ago. Do you think it will get built this year?
It should. I would think. I mean, the F-450 is the more of a struggle than the 350 is. High output is at a lower production number, but really for the most part, for us, the only ones we have that that we've had a lot of orders for a while, but at this point, the last couple months, all we've had that have been unscheduled is the 450 orders. And it has to do with that, the tire and the wheel for the 450, not the 350, because they do take a different tire and such. So I think you should be okay. Now, that fifth wheel prep package is, causing some issues. The max recline seat, I think I think right now, like when we're talking about the schedule information, that is just for this week. And so, the max recline seats can go in and out each week. And like right now, they're trying to schedule in like the last of June's production, right? So they're in a sense kind of filling holes, right? So it's kind of like saying, okay, well, have you ever put like, you got a jar and you always put the big marbles in first and then the smaller ones and then you put the water and everything. It's kind of that same kind of principle that they're getting the retail ones in there first if they can for the dealership, making sure those are in place and then scheduling around that. And so like for this week, they're kind of saying, hey, here are the things that we kind of need, and so that's kind of how that works. So I can't find my notes for that.
Yeah.
So what was it? And what they're looking at is, so required orders that they said they need is F-250, 350 XL and Lariats with the gas or the diesel without that. But you have the King Ranch, where actually I think the King Ranch fifth wheel hitch kit is non-optional on F-250, 350 King Ranch. So that's not even optional. That's standard equipment. So you're good. And the multi-contoured seat is different than the max recline seat. That is a different option. So you should be good. I'd leave it the way it is. But you ordered 5 months ago. It may just have to do with dealer allocation at this point, but you should get it fulfilled. So.
All right. We have more questions. Is the 2.7 liter Ranger motor the same one that is in the F-150 EcoBoost?
I believe so. Same one they put in the Bronco. So Bronco and Ranger built at the same plant. So it's the same 2.7 liter they put in the Bronco currently. So it'll be that engine. So it's built on the same frame and everything. So it should be the same one as the F-150 as well, I believe. So. All
right. How many Super Duty orders and was there no constraints?
Yeah, you may have to back up. We covered a lot of stuff on Super Duty. Let's see. I think they're down to, what did I say? 14,000 or basically 15,000 unscheduled retail orders right now. But there's no, we don't really have a breakdown. We know that 17% of them are King Ranch, 23% are Platinum, 12% of those orders are limited, 20% of them are Lariat. So we know that. And we know of that too, 59% are the high output diesel engine with a capacity of 20%. But again, 59% of 15,000 versus 20% of what's their normal production rate, which is I think 20,000, right? So, right. So, again, doing that same math, because I think on Super Duty, we got to do the same thing with that. They make 25,000 Super Duties a month on average, right? And so you might look at that and go, well, how come the retail orders aren't going down fast enough? Well, there are some dealers that don't have retail orders. So they're going to have stock orders. Stock orders aren't figured into this and showing that. So that's going to be the difference. So if you have they can make 25,000 in a month, right? And they can make about 20% of them high output. So they can build about 5,000 high outputs a month, right? Mm-hmm. And of the 15,000 they unscheduled they have, and we know that, let's say 60% are that's 9,000. So they won't build them all this month, but they can build half of them, right? Or next month, because at this point they probably scheduled most of it this month. So that's kind of how that works. So it's probably going to be a couple more months where they can do all of them. And right now, when you think about it, how many of those are the F-450s with a high output? So those are the ones that are probably the biggest concern. So, yeah. All right.
Has Ford stated why the Heritage order bank has remained closed? Saw they came out with a new color this week, but you can't order it. Seems strange.
Well, you can't order Heritage Limited anyway. A lot of people don't realize that. So what a Heritage Limited was limited to so many per dealer. So we've received 2. I don't think we'll receive another one. So we can't order one, and we can't get an allocation for one. So every dealer gets their allocation when Ford decides to give them their allocation. I think every dealer is now, most dealerships that wanted a Heritage Limited have received their allocation for Heritage Limited. And at this point, it's like some of them are like, nah, I don't need one, or I don't have an order, so go ahead and give it to somebody else, whatever. And so it's that basis. But yeah, they're making that Peak Blue did come out for the Heritage Limited.
It looks gorgeous.
Yeah, it looks cool. I mean, it kind of like, you had on the Heritage Limited, there were just two colors, the Robin's Egg Blue and the yellow. And there are some people that are like, I want a Heritage Limited edition, but I don't want either one of those two colors. Coming out with the Peak Blue, now I'm like, okay, there we go. That color is a color that I like. So, so they're going to make a certain percentage. So I think having that come out last, there's going to be that's going to be more rare, because I think, of the 19, they're making 1,966 Heritage Limited editions, and probably, so many of each color. Peak Blue probably is going to be the smallest number of that. But so there are some dealers that will still get them. So what you'll need to do is try to find a dealership that has a Heritage Limited edition, and they can gets an allocation for one and can order one. So I don't know if we'll get another one. We were surprised when we got that second one, because they said every dealer gets one.
Yep.
So, but
someone mentioned y'all shipped the Maverick to Hawaii. Did they still get the normal shipping discount?
So what we did for most of our Hawaii customers is we did what we call a drop ship. So where we worked with the dealership there, we paid them a certain fee for them to deliver it to the customer. It's called a drop ship or a courtesy delivery for that dealer. I will say Hawaii dealerships charge about $1,800 to do a courtesy delivery, but it's still cheaper than about the $3,000 it costs to ship from us to you.
Yes.
So we can order from us or take one that's in stock, and we can ship it to you, and we will pay up to the first $1,000 of the shipping cost. So,
but you have to finance with us at standard rates.
Yes, finance with us at standard rates. We'll pay for the first $1,000 of that, which can, if it's $3,000 to ship it to Hawaii, that leaves $2,000 of shipping. But I can tell you, Hawaii dealers are charging more than $2,000 over sticker.
Yeah.
So.
And I have seen others. They think that they might be able to do their own shipping from the mainland to Hawaii themselves.
I've seen that too.
At a different rate. So they'll meet the shipper in California near the port, and then have, arrange their own shipping to the islands.
Yeah. And I've had some people that said, well, I'm coming to the mainland, so how about you just ship it to there? I'll pick it up there, and then when I'm done,
because sometimes
in the States, I'll just take
what
it over.
We've seen with like when they're drop shipping, if it's not on the main island, most of the ships coming from the mainland go to the big island, and then from there they have to hop ships or go on to another ship, so then it costs a little bit more. So what saves them with that is they can meet on the mainland, pick it up, put it on a boat, get it on the big island, and then drive it and ferry it between the islands at a cheaper cost.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
there's different ways to doing it, but we prefer to do a drop ship just because that makes it easier.
Yeah. Kind of. We're even kind of against a drop shipping anymore.
We prefer to put our hands on it.
We've had several times where we've had a customer order one, and then when it gets drop shipped to that dealership, they don't want it. And so at that point, then we're like, well, now the dealer gets it and we don't get the sale. Because if it was here, then they don't want it. Then we can sell it on our lot and we'll get the sale. But in that case, it ends up being a dealer trade, and that dealer is going to get the sale of that Maverick, and that hurts us on allocations. So, when people don't do that, so we try to be very careful. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if we start charging people that want to do a drop ship because I know that the dealership in Philadelphia, they do that. What they do is they charge you a deposit of what it would cost to have it shipped from your delivering dealer to them if they want to do a drop ship. So then that way, if they pay that as a deposit, and then if you back out on it, they have that money to get it back to them, which is not a bad idea. No. But I get that. But if you don't have the deposit to put down for that, I get it. But if you don't take it,
then we're out of the vehicle. Or if we dealer trade it, we lose that sale.
Yep.
We no longer get that sale from them. And it doesn't make sense to dealer trade them a vehicle and then have one shipped to us in return. That doesn't make sense. So we just give it to them.
Well, like the one in Hawaii, I was like, we're not going to You can, and then they actually wanted they wanted our whole back and everything. We're like, no, you can have it at invoice.
Yeah.
And we even let them have it at invoice. Like you're welcome because know you're going to get $5,000 over sticker for it, and that's what you're going to charge. So, but yeah, so that is an option if you're wanting one. But there you go.
Yeah. But all right. I see that you can now build in Price Ranger. Wait, did I answer that one?
Any idea how long the wait is? So that'll be a job 2. We can order now. So that'll be, it looks like job 2 is going to start up in July production. So now whether or not what the rate's going to be on the 2.7, we don't know that number yet. But I know some will get built in July and some will be delivered to dealers in August. So
all right.
Available on XLT and Lariat trim. Yeah, he had that on there. Okay.
With the limited production of the F-450s right now, especially the higher trim levels, is ordering an F-450 Platinum and getting it built even realistic before the model year ends?
I don't know. I don't know how many, because see, Ford doesn't break out how many of these are 450s, which makes it really difficult in trying to figure out, how many, like, you can look at it and go, okay, they make 25,000, 3% the capacity. Actually, it does say in here 2% for that wheel. So that is actually a little kind of trick there. It does say, oh, wow. Okay. So there's about 7,500, I would in a sense, that says in here the 19.5 inch Continental tire. That's the 450 tire. That says that their capacity is 2%. I heard it was 3%. And that they have 47% of the orders in the order bank are that tire. So at that rate, 15,000 unscheduled retail orders, and half of them, 7,500 orders are the F-450. It kind of shows you there. So at 25,000 a month at 2%, so they can make 500 450s a month. Yeah, I'm using calculator because I'm not going to. That'll take 15 months to get them all produced, so they won't all get produced this year.
All right.
That kind of answers that question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wish I hadn't done that because that's not. I like to stay positive. I like to stay positive, but that's not very positive, is it? Yeah. Anyway.
Anyways, how many Pro Access tailgates have you seen delivered? I haven't seen any up here in New Hampshire.
Not yet. See, that was a job 2. I'm trying to remember. I was actually thinking about that today. So they got to be arriving any time because trimmers were included in job 2. Oh, and we know that Johnny received some trimmers, so they should be starting to deliver at dealerships. Well, but Pro Access tailgate did get delayed for a couple weeks after they opened up job 2. So it's probably going to be maybe this month we'll start seeing some being delivered. So yeah, pretty soon, but I haven't seen any delivered yet.
I have most of the packages selected on my Lariat order. Is there any that might hold up scheduling that I might have to give up?
Well, you say all packages, most of the packages.
All the packages.
No, I think on F-150 you should be good. Like we said, that they make 50,000 F-150s a month. And I know that you guys we don't see the number going down much, but that's because just that many more people keep ordering, right? So it's like they're scheduling, but there are also people ordering, right? So it's kind of like you get in and out, but really, they're not saying really anything is that constrained. Even the black appearance, like we just talked about, the percentages shouldn't really hold up your orders. So there you go. And I know some people are probably wondering too. You don't mention lightning. Well, we're going to talk about it on what's on my mind because so we'll talk about that. There's not really going to be scheduling for lightnings. I don't believe any for a while. So we'll get to that later.
The link to my window sticker never worked. We saw that happen with a few. That link isn't the best. Yeah. So, all right. Those were all the questions I had. We had some great questions tonight. Yep. We also have our friend from the Bronco factory in here tonight.
Oh, yeah. Blue Collar Velocity?
No, BM.
Oh, okay.
He said, had a few new blue Heritages come through. I'm liking it. Just wishing they would offer it on another trim models as well.
The Peak Blue?
A few new
Didn't think
blue
they were
heritages.
ready. They must be practicing on those or something because they're not.
Yeah,
They're supposed to produce in those in July.
Reporting from Michigan Assembly Plant.
Okay, so they're probably testing out a few. There'll probably be some special people that are getting them.
Yeah, he says can't wait to see some gloss black and color matched hard tops coming through.
Yeah, that'll be fun. All right.
Real quick, we have a new member.
Oh, Donald, welcome, longtime viewer.
Yes.
Thank you for becoming a member. Don't forget to check out the welcome packet and everything. So make sure you watch that video and
fill out the Google form. It's linked in the community tab. You can go there, fill it out, and I can get you a new member packet sent.
Yep. All right. Anyway, okay, get into here. Gotta pull this up. Dealer news updates here.
The news.
Your comment was still up there. Okay. All right. So, several things this week we're going to talk about. One of them is a change to the F-150 tie-down plates. So this is so it says that the 24 model year F-150 will implement a design change involving the box link points available in the bedsides of the truck. Our team has engineered new available tie-down plates that provide 4 tie-down points to customers without the need of additional cleats. Tie-down plates are included in the bed utility package, which is optional on XLT Lariat and Trimmer 401A, and standard on King Ranch Platinum, Trimmer 402A, and Raptor. The new tie-down plates are designed to provide the same functionality to customers as the box link plates and cleats provided on prior F-150 models. So here's I think I have an image of that. Where did I do with that? Here we go. There you go. So there's an image of that. So currently, you see there on the left, what you get is that plate on the side of the bed. That's usually what's put on the vehicle at the plant. And then the cleat is a throw-in item. That means it's put in your vehicle along with your floor mats and such. And so those cleats will be in there. Well, we found out a lot of people don't even use those. We get them on trade and they're still in the package. So what they're moving to starting June 10th is the plate on the left side, which looks a little different. That is what's going to be put in the vehicle, on the vehicle. And then the other plate, the one for the cleat can go into, that's going to be a throw-in item. That'll be in the vehicle, so if you want to add it. And then the cleat will be available through service or parts at your dealerships. So that's the change starting June 10th for your bed utility package. So there you go. So box link cleats are not compatible with the new tie-down plates. The current box link plates will be included in the vehicle as a loose item. So customers, if they want the cleats or if they have them in their trade-in vehicle, right, then they can get them. So there you go. So that's a change. Next one is a change to the methodology of allocations for the 24 model year Escape gas and hybrid. So currently, it says Ford is transitioning from a region-based to a state-based allocation methodology beginning with the May 2024 wholesale July production. So that's starting this month or coming up in a couple weeks, 24 model year Escape gas and hybrid vehicles. This approach is expected to be expanded to other vehicle lines throughout the 24 calendar year. This updated approach supports market changes in regulatory frameworks. So for wholesale, the state-based allocation methodology will consider a dealer's sales, 60% of your allocation number, and availability is the 40%. So if you need more, then you'll get more in a sense. So now it's going to be share of state instead of the share of the region. So for some dealers, most dealerships, that will be helpful. For us, we're the number one dealer in the state of Kansas. That actually helps us out on some of the models. So really it's model by model, but it's going to start with Escape, roll out to the other ones throughout the calendar year, which is, it's good to hear. All right. Next is the mid-year pricing on the Bronco. I'm not going to go over this too much. We're going to go over it more in depth when we get to the order guide updates, which we're going to talk about next. But there was a price increase to the Bronco that started yesterday for different colors. So Cactus Gray, Eruption Green, Velocity Blue, Race Red, and Shelter Green are now going to cost $295 on the MSRP. If you already have one on order, you're locked into that price. Price protection. Done a video, lots of videos on this. Check it out. Don't let your dealership say, nope, it's $295 more now. When that comes in, say, no, I'm protected to the price it was when I ordered. So keep that in mind. We're going to talk about other prices that might have gone up on some other things with changes for job 2 for the Bronco. So we'll talk about that in a second. Next, just a couple more here. The fast charging adapter production delay. So you may not have been aware, but beginning February 29th to 24, retail owners of a Mach-E, Lightning, or E-Transit could get the adapter to be able to fast charge on Tesla adapters. It was supposed to be complimentary, not cost you anything, and basically you could go ahead and order that. There is a delay on those right now. Go figure. Due to supply constraints, the complimentary fast charging adapter delivery date has changed for some customers. The updated delivery estimate will soon be reflected on the customer's check order status page, which is available on the order confirmation email. To communicate this delay, Ford will send an email to the impacted customers on April 26th of 2024. Sorry. Anyway, there you go. There's a delay. The latest delivery estimate is available on the order status. And yeah, anyway, so it is what it is. Okay. Next is 24 model year Maverick allocation has been updated as well. So now it is the same as everything else. So it is a turn and earn is what they call it. So beginning with the July 24 wholesale, which is still 2 months away. Not sure why we can't start that now. 24 model year Maverick will no longer be manually allocated using the market basket detailed below, which I've actually done a video on this. I think it was 2 weeks ago on a Monday, Maverick Monday, episode 715, I believe. I did a video on this and how that works. So right now, the way it works is you get the allocations based on 65% of your Maverick sales, 14% of Escape, 14% of Ranger, and 7% of Bronco Sport. So I said it wrong in the video yesterday. So now it's going to go to 60% sales of Mavericks and 40% availability of Mavericks in your snapshot. But it won't start until July scheduling for September's production, which tells us a lot. I talked about that in the video yesterday. Check it out, because I actually kind of, in a sense, we're able to figure out by that information of when 25 model year will probably launch.
Yeah.
So probably going to be 2 more months after July scheduling. There's probably going to schedule for August and September yet before we get into 25 model year. So I would probably say early August is when we'll see 25 model year Maverick. Lastly is the order banks are now open for the 24 model year E-Transit with some new ranges. So it says the low roof cargo van now has 159 mile range. The medium roof cargo van is 148. The high roof cargo van is 143. So those are some new numbers. Supposedly it's further. I haven't been up on that. Does say limited time offer. It says includes a 19. Okay, well, hold on. Some of the highlights, it says low roof van models can add 67 miles of range with just 15 minutes of charging. That's not too bad. When using the DC fast charger capable at 180 plus kilowatt, which is awesome. E-Transit delivers drivers have access to Tesla's supercharger network. We talked about that with the delayed adapter. Limited time offer includes a 19.2 kilowatt charger, dual onboard charging that enables fast charging times. Faster charge times. There you go. So a new dual onboard charger. And then E-Transit powertrain is still untouched by the competition, it says. So, all right. Yeah, so there you go. That can be ordered. There you go. And to go along with those dealer news, let's talk about order guide updates. So there are 3 models that got updated yesterday. One was a 24 model year Transit because now it was a late availability for E-Transit. but now that has opened up. So expect deliveries. It says late Q3, but they can be, e-transits can now be ordered. So there was an update to that information and those numbers we were talking about on the order guide. Actually, we're going to skip Bronco for a second. Let's go to Ranger. 24 model year Ranger was updated for job 2, which is going to go into effect. They added the 2.7 liter V6 engine as well as the tonneau cover box, hard folding and retractable to the order guide. And kind of preface how that works. The 2.7 liter is optional on the XLT trim, the 300 or 301A, as well as the Lariat 500A. It's available on both of those trim levels. Doesn't say 2-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive is required. So there we go on that. Also, they added those tonneau cover boxes. So if you want a hard folding tonneau, that is available, it looks like. So even on the XL trim, so XL, XLT, and Lariat can get the tonneau pickup box hard folding. 4x4 only, it says, not available with your drop-in liner. So that is the same way on all of them, looks like 4x4 only. And then the retractable tonneau cover box is 4x4 only. Not sure what 4-wheel drive and 2-wheel drive have to do with it, but that is what it says. And then on the Lariat trim also requires to be 4x4 only. So those are the changes to the Ranger. And pricing for that, the hard folding tonneau cover box is $1,180, and the retractable is $2,200 there. And then does it have a price on the 2.7? I don't see a price for the 2.7 liter. Oh, there it is. $2,195 for the optional 2.7 liter powertrain. So that would be a pretty good Ranger, really, to be honest. For those that have been waiting to get a Raptor, think going, you go Lariat trim, FX4 package, 2.7 liter. I know it's not the same as a Raptor, but man, it's pretty darn close. If you want some off-road capabilities, 2.7 liter, that is a good engine. And you geared that, an e-locker on it, go to the FX4 skid plates. Yeah, that's the way to go, especially if you can't get your hands on a Raptor. And you probably could buy one, pretty good deal too. All right. 24 model year Bronco. We did do a separate video yesterday. Maybe I shouldn't have you guys watch that. But for those of you that didn't watch that, want to know that information, they did add a lot of things to the order guide for job 2. The biggest thing we do have on the Raptor, the black appearance package is now available. And so that's coming with all those black accents. Not available. That pack is not available on a black paint color. I forgot to mention that yesterday. Not available with the black paint color. You can get on the Raptor the body color painted roof. So this is a new modular roof with the sound deadening liners. They're magnetic, so they can come down off of there if you want. Also, the back quarter windows come off. So I don't know if you guys heard my joke about that. I said, well, they're already falling out as it is. So just kidding. It's just a recall. Anyway, and then also you can get the black painted roof, not only on the Raptor, but all the other trim levels, with the exception of the Big Ben, I believe, right? I can't remember. Yeah, you can't get it on the Big Ben. So painted, Shadow Black painted hardtop is available. Optional on the Black Diamond, Outer Banks, Badlands, and Wild Track, and Raptor. So it's not available on the Everglades either. So there you go. And it makes me wonder, since it's not available in Everglades, is it because of the roof rack?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Anyway, there you go. Also, running boards, Raptor style running boards. If you want the Raptor running boards, you can get those on every trim level. Now that you can get that on the Big Ben, but you can't get the black painted roof.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm a Big Ben guy. I think I think it's wrong not to allow the Big Ben to have it. And I know you're like, oh, no, that's the base trim. Well, is it? Black Diamond, in my opinion, is just as base as the Big Ben is. You can't even get the LED signature lighting on the Black Diamond. Anyway, I digress. Anyway, so you can get those side steps optional on the Big Ben, Black Diamond, Outer Banks, Badlands. Not available in the Wild Track, though. We're forgot to mention that, I think, in my video yesterday. So it's not available on that. Of course, it's already on the Raptor, and I believe it's already on the Everglades, if I remember right. I'd have to look.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then also Peak Blue, now available in Heritage Limited Edition too. And there is an option for the side graphics for the Raptor Black Appearance Package. You get the hood graphics, but if you want the side, it's an extra $500. Also on the Raptor Black Appearance Package, technically makes you order the black painted roof. So it says that's required option. So I don't know if that means it's $5,000 plus the painted roof, which is $600 or not. Let's see what else. Oh, the hardtop changes. So they did change now. The sound deadening headliner is now an option for this for job 2. Don't know how that'll affect pricing for anybody that had a job 1 order that hasn't been scheduled. If that'll still stick to the pricing and get the sound deadening, I would hope so. Ford, you can't do that to customers that have those, 1,900 people or 1,700 that are still unscheduled with the hardtops. Surely you should keep to their price and protect them. I'd assume that they maybe have to add it, but then you get, I don't give them a rebate of $600 or whatever you want to do to make that right. But hopefully that carries over to them. Let's see what else. Also the dual top, they added the option for the black roof and the cloth top. So you have all those. Anything else I'm missing? I might have to put my glasses on. I can't see this. Somebody highlighted mine. Anyway, let's see here. Peak Blue, hard top for the Raptor, dual top. Oh, yes. 33-inch. There's an optional tire for the Badlands, non-Sasquatch Badlands. You get the mud terrain tires, the LT 285/70 R17 mud terrain tires, 33-inch tires. Little known fact, though, on that, don't be too quick to add that to your order. It is on a constraint right now. So it is a constraint, as well as the 2.7 liter on the Outer Banks is a constraint this month, coming up in the month of May, or in May for July production. So that's a little known fact there on the Outer Banks. So hopefully you can get your scheduled. Let's see what else. Oh, and something else is a big deal. Basically on the Sasquatch package, you have 2 options now with 2 different wheels. So you either pick, here I have that. I have an image of that. I actually have an image of all these because they're all on Bronco 6G. So I can highlight these and show these. So you have 2 different options now. So you can go with Sasquatch package option 76R and you get the Everglades wheel, right? Or you go with the option 765, which gets you the beadlock wheel. So now you go either route. Now I will tell you the wheel on the left with that package is actually $200 less for the Sasquatch package if you go that route. The wheel on the right is an extra $795 now. So if you had that on your vehicle, hopefully you're price protected. Don't change it. You should be price protected to that. But for those of you that order, it's $795 more than it was prior to job 2. So there you go. And then there's the roof right there. You can see that is the left side. That is the Raptor Black Appearance Package. They're using the black fender flares that nobody wants now in 24 on this, unless you go that route. The skid plate's black. The tow hooks are black. The graphic on the hood, black colored mirror caps, and you're required to get the black painted roof. What else? I think there's something else. Anyway, there you go. And you can see on the right side, that is the new modular painted roof. So if you go body colored on the Raptor, which I don't believe that's going to be available on the Black Appearance package, it does require to get the black painted, so that wouldn't be. But Raptor, standard Raptor, whatever, you could get the body colored painted. It will look like this with those panels. So it's kind of more modular. Those quarter windows are supposed to come out. So let's see what else. There's those option codes for the new stuff with the Peak Blue, Black Appearance package, and everything. Sasquatch package, like I said, you go 2 routes, either 76R or 765. The Raptor running boards, 18J, that's available now. And then pricing on that. So those boards are $795 for your where's those prices? I think it's like $755 for your Black Diamond, your Badlands, because they already have rock rails. And Big Bend and Outer Banks, it's $1,150 for those boards. And then, like I said, $600 now for the your sound deadening material, and then $295 for those colors cost extra too. So there you go. But I will say this: the Everglades is $200 less than it was. So there you go. All right. So I think I've covered that. If you have any questions on that, let me know on that. We'll get to that during the Q&A section. But there you go. How we doing?
Pretty good.
Anything dire we need to get to and answer?
They did not guess what's in your cup. Mom spilled it.
Oh, she's in there?
Yeah. She'll let them know it's root beer.
It's root beer.
I was like, man, I was like trying to see the top
But
of
I
your
have
cup.
this one that has something else in it. It's not root beer. It's got a Christmas Sasquatch. All right.
Also, look up in the YouTube chat. I added a new emoji. Can't see it on the black. It's a cup.
It's a cup. Okay. There you go. When will 25 Bronco order guide drop? July. Yeah. Well, since I just dropped job 2, it's probably going to be a little while. So I think if I remember right, they're producing the Bronco, the 24 Bronco into close because of the plant shut down for a little while during the strike. They started production like January, December, somewhere in there. So they're probably going to produce the 24 model year at least through November. So we're probably, we can backdate, kind of like I talked about in the Maverick video yesterday. If you go back about 3 months, so let's say they're going to start production in December for 25, go back 3 months. So November, October, September probably is when we're going to see the order guides open up. That'd be a good guess. Probably not any before then. So that helps out. And I think Bronco Sport and Maverick will be August, right around the 1st of August, somewhere around there. So that is not any information from Ford. That is me guessing. So I'm not putting any dates out there Ford. I got in trouble for that before, but no, that's just me guessing. That's all that is. I haven't seen
purely speculation.
Yeah, purely speculation based on facts and things that I've looked at in past years. So I know when production's supposed to go through, that helps me because every year when they do it, they tell dealers we're going to produce from now until then. So like on Mustang, I know they're going to produce through December on Mustang. So 25 Mustang will be January, probably startup. So we'll hear more information in October probably on that. And I know on Maverick, they're supposed to produce Maverick through October. So I know they're going to probably launch November with that. So going back 3 months, we're probably looking in August because they got to have orders for about a month before they can start scheduling. They schedule 2 months in advance. See how that methodology works there. Anyway, all right, moving on. Let's get to recalls. All right, we got a recall here. This is actually the actual official recall. We've had some advanced notices on this recall, 23S27. I've talked about it before, advanced dealer notice on this. Now we have the official recall now for 21 to 23 model year Corsair, 2020 to 23 model year Escape, and 22 to 23 model year Maverick vehicles with a hybrid motor. This is the under hood fire recall. So it does say parts are available. Parts are not available, but the software is available for 21 and 22 Corsair, 20 and 21 and 22 Escape, and 22 and 23 Maverick. So the software is available. So it says 124,971 vehicles are affected by this recall. It does say the reason for this is isolated engine manufacturing issues can cause the engine to fail prematurely. In the event of an engine failure, engine oil and or fuel vapor may be released into the under hood environment and may migrate to and or accumulate near ignition sources, increasing the risk of fire and injury. Engine failure is expected to produce loud noises, example, metal to metal clanking, audible to the vehicle's occupants, it says. An engine failure will also result in a reduction in available engine power. So some people said they've had the loss of motor power. That's this. I don't think they realize that it's the underhood fire, but that's this. It says in owner letters mailed to customers, Ford will advise customers to safely park and shut off the engine as promptly as possible upon hearing unexpected engine noises after experiencing a reduction in available engine power, or if smoke is observed emanating from the engine compartment. I think that's what's supposed to be. It looks like they misspelled it there. Customer Satisfaction Program 23N06 to be released May 2024 will be activated on 2020 and 22 model year Escape, 21 to 22 model year Corsair, and 22 to 23 Maverick vehicles, which will provide extended warranty coverage for the engine. So those of you that are concerned about that. So there you go. Parts are not currently available on the 23 Escape and Corsair. Actually, looks like they are available on the Maverick. So for those of it need it. It says a complete dealer bulletin will be provided to dealers by the third quarter of 2024, when it's anticipated that parts, ordering information, and repair instructions will be available to support these vehicles. For new vehicle storage guidelines, refer to EFC 13033, storage guidelines for new vehicles. So there you go. There is a PCM software update that's going to go along with this. There you go. And then the letters are going to go out next week. The week of May 6th, owners should get letters. Dealers should repair any affected vehicles that arrive at their dealerships, whether or not the customer has received a letter. So it looks like it can be fixed. So those of you, a lot of you are waiting for this. So it is now, they do have repair orders and information. I don't print what those are or anything in here. But it does have information, software updates for that, for the PCM as well, looks like. So that should take care of that. So hopefully, there you go. It looks like the only one the parts aren't available on is the 23 model year Escape and Corsair. So Maverick, they are available. So there you go. Been waiting for that. There you go. Rush into your dealership. Now all the dealers are going to get busy. They're going to call me. They're going to complain. You told me to come to the dealership. All right. Next one is a supplement to emission recall 23E01. This is on 21 model year F-150, 22 model year Super Duty, and 23 model year F-650, 750s with the diesel engines. This is a PCM reprogramming as well. So this is supplement number one. There was a dealer bulletin that came out May 4th of 23, so about almost a year ago. This is an update to that because they have updated the owner mailing timing. Also, they updated the labor allowance for dealers for the 3.0 powertrain. PCM software update to fix is now available. Mobile pickup as well as owner refunds. Refunds are now available for customers who have previously paid to replace the NOx nitric oxide sensor. So anyway, there's 48,957 vehicles affected by this. And in all affected vehicles, the nitrogen oxide sensor preheat is not functional in the powertrain calibration. Under certain conditions, this can lead to thermal shock and failure of the nitrate oxides sensor and illumination of the malfunction indicator light. This can also lead to potentially higher tailpipe emissions. For F-150s only, certain onboard diagnostic monitors are not functioning as intended due to the PCM software error. So there you go. That's been updated and says letters expect for the F-150 3.0 vehicle customers were mailed the week of August 14th of 23. Pending approval owner letters for the 3.0 are expected to be mailed the week of August 12th of 2024. So that's been updated too. So, all right. And okay. So the last official recall and then a dealer actually, oh no, there's two. Okay. So we have, this is an advance notice on safety recall 24S29. And I say advance notice, which means this is just what they give to dealers so they're aware. Certain 2017 to 2019 Transit Connects. This has to do with the panoramic roof repair. So affects 1,310 Transit Connects that were built between October 2nd of 2016 through June 13th, 2019. Some of the affected vehicles, an improper bond may exist between the panoramic roof panel and the vehicle. A panoramic roof panel with an improper bond may result in wind noise, water leak, and in some cases, separation from the vehicle. A separated roof can create a road hazard and or road users, increasing the risk of crash. So owners of record will be notified via first-class mail after repair instructions and parts ordering information have been provided to dealers. So that information is not available yet. Another advance notice, again, means the recall is not ready yet, but advance notice is a safety recall 24S28 that has to do with 23 and 24 model year four-door Heritage Bronco hardtop vehicles with the removable rear quarter window glass windows. So these are 23 model years that were built between December 11th of 23 through December 12th of 23. So just those 2 days. And January 2nd, 24 through January 12th of 24 for 24 model year. Only 348 vehicles were affected by this. And in some of the affected vehicles, the driver's side removable rear quarter glass panel may not be adequately bonded to its 3 mounting brackets and may separate from the vehicle. A customer may observe wind noise, rattle noise, or a water leak prior to glass panel separation. A rear quarter panel that separates from the vehicle while driving can create a road hazard for other road users, increasing the risk of crash. So owners of record will be notified via first-class mail after repair instructions and parts ordering information have been provided to dealers. So it's not ready yet. So just be aware of that. But if you do have that, you know what's going on there. And only 348. And I didn't even know that they had they had the removable rear quarter windows on the Heritage Edition. We got a red one out here. You should go check it out.
You should.
All right, there you go. And this other one was just actually wasn't an official recall or even an advanced dealer notice. It just said in here that the 22 to 24 Maverick body control modular software update. So it says you may receive customer or media inquiries related to a recently approved Ford Motor Company recall related to the 22 to 24 through, it says through 23 model year Maverick vehicles. Ford is planning to provide dealers and owners an official notification and repair instructions on May 1st of 24. And this has to do with the BCM software update. So that is close to being completed as well. So it says possibly tomorrow. So next week we'll probably cover that if they do bring that out. So there you go.
All right.
Got a lot of paper here. Got to recycle. All right. Any questions before moving on to Is It True and our fun topic of the night?
I haven't seen any.
All right. This will be a fun one. Is it true that the Bronco Everglades is going to be discontinued after this year? I think it might be. And again, this here is just speculation.
We have no information.
Fact, no information. But, I just had that up too. Let me pull that back up. But based on this, hold on. That's not it. How did that? I don't know. Let me move this. Okay. Because I closed it, it didn't work right. Because of this, still not there. There. Because of this wheel being available on the Sasquatch makes me believe that really it could go away. So the left wheel, that is the wheel that we see on the Everglades edition. So the Everglades comes with that carbonized black wheel that you see there. I actually like that wheel. That is now available on the Sasquatch instead of your beadlock wheel. And I think because of that, we are going to see that. So I actually pulled out the order guide so I can kind of look at the Everglades and say, okay, so what is on the Everglades that can't be put on any vehicle? So most of you may not realize, but the Everglades trim is based on the black diamond. We can go back to this. It is based on the black diamond with some other changes to it. One of them is standard automatic transmission. Of course, there are some specific things. I'll get into those, but comes with the heavy duty modular front bumper, which is optional. You can get that on a Badlands, on a Black Diamond now. Also comes with the Ford Performance Warn winch, also available as optional equipment if you want it, or aftermarket. The carbonized gray molded in hardtop with the sound deadening material, that is also optional equipment that can be added to the vehicle. The slide out tailgate, which was included this year, I don't think it was last year, that is also something that can be added optional equipment depending on configuration. The vinyl seats already has that. The LED signature lighting, that is one that's one of the things, if some of you know, watch any of my other channel, you'll know Black Diamond is my favorite trim level. And the reason I didn't go with Black Diamond, I went with Big Bend, is because it didn't have the signature lighting. And I actually wanted cloth seats back then, but now they're just vinyl. But LED signature lighting would probably be a big one. So it is Black Diamond is the only trim that can't get the LED signature lighting as optional equipment. That's why I say, to my opinion, I almost feel like that's your base model instead of Big Ben, but I digress. And then also mid-package is standard on the Everglades, which is optional on the Black Diamond. Sasquatch is standard on it, and again is optional on that, and you could get that wheel. So the only things that I'm finding in here that are specific to the Everglades that you're not seeing can get on the Black Diamond is the LED taillights, which would be real easy for Ford to just add that as standard on all the vehicles. LED signature lighting, it would be real easy for them to add that. Also, the fender, I think it has the squared off fender flare, which you see on the Heritage Edition, and it's on that one. And you know what? I don't think that's a deal breaker there. The graphics that are on it are really cool, and the snorkel. So snorkel, I don't think, like for me, I like the Everglades other than that snorkel. So if it didn't have the snorkel, I'd probably love it even more. But the grill is also dedicated. It's a carbonized gray painted grill with the black lettering. So I think it's the same grill as if I remember, like the Badlands, I think. But with the black letters instead of white. So again, not that much. So I see that it probably going away this year or next year. Not a lot of people are ordering it. And if you can get this wheel on a Sasquatch on any model, then they can just go that route. And you could go Black Diamond, add this wheel. Maybe, if they added the signature lighting and a couple things, you could add the modular front bumper, mid-package Sasquatch, and now you're pretty much an Everglades in a Black Diamond. So that's my opinion on that. So anyway, and you can now on the Black Diamond, you can order those Raptor style boards, and it looks even better. So there you go. That's my take on that. So I don't know what you guys think about that. Love to know your thoughts on it, but I think it's probably it might be going away. So I don't know. Anyway, we'll see. Only time will tell. All right. What you got going on over there?
You're talking about root beer floats.
All right. This next section, we're going to cut off of a separate video. Remember what I talked about?
Yes.
All right. So I'm going to need your interaction on this one. So we're going to have some fun on this. Actually, I need to, let me pull this up. So this next one, let me share that one and share this one. There we go. Oop.
He's basically saying, don't distract me in the chat.
Yeah, I need her interaction on this. Okay, we need to share this one instead. There we go. All right. So for what's on my mind. So a couple of weeks ago when I was gone, I had Sarah doing the live stream, Sarah and Niles, who's in the chat, doing the live stream. And one of the things that came out that I didn't see was a Ford Media article about the 24 model year Lightning orders are open, it said, and the Flash is available under 70K, and that the 24 model years are being shipped out. So there for a little while in the November, December, they opened up the order banks for the 24 model year Lightning, but then they closed it like right around January, and you couldn't order anymore at all. And so the people that were on order were getting scheduled, and they were getting theirs built, but they just weren't getting shipped out. Now they're saying they're shipped out. R4 still haven't shipped out, but they are starting to ship out the ones that were ordered. And so here's some of the new updates for this year. So there's a vapor injection heat pump for this year to help, especially in cold weather conditions, which was much needed. So that was added. The tow technology package becomes standard on XLT and above trims, starting and providing the smart hitch and onboard scales. Includes a 360 camera, pro trailer backup assist, which we got a chance to use, remember, in New York.
Yes.
We got to see that. Pro trailer hitch assist and the trailer reverse guidance. So that's now standard on XLT and above. So
Okay.
pro power on board that even works when the vehicle is off. And then the walk away lock functionality, which Jeff has this on his Mach-E, and
He loves
I was
it.
jealous of that. He loves it. He just walks away and then it just locks itself up. So that'll be available on these. And the Blue Cruise hands-free driving finally is getting the 1.2, providing the lane change assist. Remember where you can change lanes without touching the steering wheel, as well as the in-lane repositioning. So I was told that they were waiting until that could be done with a trailer, because they knew people with F-150s would be pulling trailers using this. And until they could get that to work with a trailer, they weren't going to launch it. So it looks like now it is working. It doesn't say that you can use it with the trailer, but they know people are going to probably try to use that. They also lower the prices on everything. But the question is, how do you order one? Because order banks aren't open up for dealers.
You don't.
In our WebDo system, is it raining? Oh no, it's him. Okay, so in our ordering system within a dealership, you cannot order an F-150 Lightning. Cannot do it. So normally, like before, when you wanted to order a Lightning, you could do it one of two ways. You go and order online, or you order with your dealer. Well, we can't order. So let's go online. We're going to go online right now. We're going to go here, right? And we're going to go to vehicles and electric and hybrid, and we're going to go to Lightning. Now, you're going to see information for 23 as well as 24, because there are some 23s at dealers, including we have 3 right now, by the way. And we actually brought those in as dealer trades. We wanted them. We wanted to get some Lightning sales in the books for this next month. And so we have 3 available. I think 15 grand off, including your tax. That's including your tax credit that you get right away. But explore 24 model year. So when you click on that, there is now this build and buy right here. So there is I don't see anywhere on here where you can actually order. It doesn't say order. It says build and buy. Keyword there, build and buy. And you'll see Pro is not available for retail customers.
Yeah.
XLT Flash is a new XLT extended range. So if you want extended range, that is a good price. You look at it, that's only $5 grand more for extended range. Before it was like 10 grand to go up to that option. So that's a pretty good deal on the Flash. And then the Lariat and the Platinum. So those are your 4 trim levels. So they're simplifying it a little bit, but there's nowhere where you can actually order online. You can't order with the dealer. So how do you get these? Build and buy. So let's click on the build and buy. This is how you now get one. So you pick, what do you want? And there's Platinum if you want that over there. And I'm on a kind of a smaller screen here, but so let's say we want a Flash edition. You can get some details here. Of course, my video is going to give you more of the details, because there's a lot more standard than this. I can tell you that. So watch my videos that I've done on this. I go through what's standard completely for 24 model year. They're already up because it's opened up. So let's go ahead. We click choose our options. So, okay, I want a Flash. I know that. What options do I want? So I go over here and I choose my color. What color do you want, Sarah?
I want red.
You want red. Okay, so we want rapid red. Costs a little extra for that, Sarah, but that's all right.
Yeah.
You're worth it. Okay. Equipment group. There's only one equipment group on the Flash. That's kind of why they simplified this. Let's go to packages. I got to scroll up a little bit. So there's the tow tech package. It's included now. That is included. Now hitch, if you click that, I think what it does is it takes the tow tech package off, which we wouldn't want to do. And then you have the max trailer tow package we can add on to it. Now, max trailer tow is going to allow for further towing. So instead of 7,700 pounds of towing, you can go up to 10,000 if we go with that. So it says that if we choose that, there's 327 in stock. So it's showing us how many vehicles are in stock. So anyway, we won't choose that. And Blue Cruise, I'm just going to go with the 90-day trial, but there are 288 available with the hands-free driving. So, but we're going to hit the Blue Cruise without the trial. I can always get it later. Exterior options, there isn't anything. So all season tire, yeah, there's nothing. Interior options, yeah, there's nothing. But we want to make sure we get the mobile power cord because people don't realize this, but now that is optional. I don't know why they don't just include it and just charge $500 or something, but there you go. So within 50 miles, right, there is one available in the next 4 weeks. I can have it here at the dealership in 3 to 4 weeks, it says, at the dealership. Now, I can hit this view matches, and it shows me all the ones available. Now, if I go to the sort and filter, now watch this. Oh, before I do that, 75 matches over here. But if I go to sort and filter, that's 50 miles, and it's these 3 dealerships. Now, watch. I hit McArthur, it'll go down to 25. So basically, the same vehicles are available at all 3 dealerships. Yes. So now that's basically they are resourcing and they are building Lightnings, different configurations, to be delivered in centers, in a sense, buying centers, available centers. I can't remember what they called that, that are going to be sent to the Kansas City region. So these 25 vehicles configured just the way you chose, in the red with all the packages and everything, the Blue Cruise trial. There's 25 available. Some of them are available in the next 3 to 4 weeks, it says. Some available not till August, right in here. So there you go. So that's how that works. Now there's similar ones. So let's say there's only a couple available. Well, these are available. They're not red, but they're white. So it kind of shows you some of the things that it doesn't have that the others did. So you can find other colors. And this is at McArthur. But here's basically how you get this. You're like, okay, well, that's great, but can I order one? No. You basically are taking delivery of these, but as you can see, there's not a lot of options anymore. So, which I actually kind of like that. They took away all the bed, the things, the constraint items, they're not there. So spraying liners, your bed covers and all that, you get that from your dealer. Anyway, so if let's say you decide, okay, great, 3 to 4 weeks, I can have one in my driveway. Let me click on that. At this point, see this right here? Add to cart. Click on this. If any of you've reserved a hotel, right? Yeah. And you go in and it says, hey, this room has been reserved for you for so long. Right. You have this long to book it, to pay for it and everything. Yes. That's what they're doing here. Once you click add to cart, that vehicle is no longer available to the other dealerships. So now it's available to you. And so that way nobody can take it away from you. It even has, you notice this dealer fee, that dock fee, that's ours. So we're required to put our dock fee in there and tell people what it is at our dealership. So that is our dock fee. I actually thought that was $495, but it's $500. That's our dock fee because that's something that's my responsibility.
Right. So I've done some shopping on like Carvana, done some configuring in there, and they do this way. Like once you click that I want it, it's yours for a certain amount of time. And if you don't start the deal within that time, they put it back into inventory. Yep.
And then you select your method of payment right here. Protection plan, all that stuff is in there, right? Pay out, check out with cash and all that. So I can just click on that and then it's mine. Now, if I remove the vehicle, then now it's back available to the other 3 dealerships or the other dealerships in the buying center. So now my cart's, now I have to go back. But anyway, so that's how this is working now. So I don't believe you're going to be able to order again. Now, mach-e right now, if you go to vehicles and let's do the same thing with mach-e, mach-e is showing the same way right here. Explorer 24, it is similar to the build and buy as well. So you can do the same thing. Now, I actually was playing around with this because I ordered a mach-e GT Rally. So you go over here. They have the configurations, including GT Rally. So I was playing with this earlier today. So I chose my options, and I'm going to build this out just the same way I ordered it. Grabber blue. Packages. Now, these aren't other customer vehicles. These are ones. So I ordered this. I did the interior protection package on mine, and I did the hands-free. I'm not going to take this out of town much. Exterior options. So the only other options are, do I want the hood and the graphic on the side? So over the top stripes and the graphic. I did. So I left it on. So I would select that one. There's 102, it says in stock. And I want the mobile power cord. So then I select view matches, and you'll see it said 3 down there. But again, when you filter this out, I just want to see Law McArthur. There's one. So again, same premise here, same thing. This one's available in August. I know that the GT rallies are supposed to be coming in that are late availability, but that's how that's going to work. So I don't know. What do you think? What do you like about it? Do you think you like that? Because mach-e's right now, as of today, I could still order it in the dealer web though. So if I wanted to order it, for somebody wanted to come into a dealership, I could still order it for them here at the dealer. I don't have to do it that way. So, I mean, I don't know. I think there's some advantage to this, and that is getting the vehicle faster. And here, I think is, I don't know. What's your opinion on it? I don't want.
I like it. It's good for Ford because they don't have to have all the options. They can now go, okay, well, we've seen that, this is popular. People are asking for this. And they probably record the searches that you're making. So if you're searching for specific packages, they can record how many people are searching this package, how many people are recording this mix of options. We need to make more like this.
Well, here's what my take on it too is they already know what their capacity is, right?
Yes.
They tell us as dealers, like on the Maverick, here's a Maverick capacity on XL is 25%, 49. They're going to build to that capacity.
Yep.
Now, so they don't have this constraint issue.
Yes.
They're going to build to that capacity, deliver it to the different regions out there. For us, it's KC region. There's a couple probably 16 regions that these are going to. But
it would help with allocations too, because you don't have to have allocations to get this vehicle. It's my customer wants it. Grab it.
Yeah, because again, with this, like we were seeing right now, F-150, we're not seeing allocations right now.
Yep.
Why is that? I think it's because of this model. They don't have to give a dealer allocation. They just go and say, hey, I got a customer. They want this vehicle. They buy it. So they're buying it, and then it's secured and then it's delivered to us.
Well, and then it's even more squared down for like our out-of-state customers. Well, when is my vehicle going to get there? Because I want to plan a trip around it. It's going to be here in August. We can narrow it down to that much.
Yeah. Well, right now we know that we have dealerships around us. There's a dealership not too far, I won't say who it is, that has about 8 to 10 Maverick or Mach-E's on their lot and they can't sell them.
Exactly.
Right. They were ordered maybe for customers, maybe they ordered as a stock and they can't sell them. These stay at this buying center in a sense. And then they're available to all dealerships instead of like, of course, technically those are as well. Because we have a dealer trade portal that we can go in. That's how we got our Lightnings, actually. We had a dealership that wanted some Mavericks. We gave them 3 Mavericks. They gave us 3 Lightnings. Yeah. Because they're like, hey, we can't sell these Lightnings. Can you? And we're like, yeah, we can sell them. We can sell the Lightnings. Yeah. But they needed some Mavericks. And so we gave them some Mavericks. So we traded with them. So, but instead of having to do this trader and bartering system and worrying about that, they're there. I don't know. I mean,
we've had vehicles, like we have how many Heritage Bronco Sports sitting on our lot that we've had for a while. Instead, the customer can be like, oh, I want this. Okay, well, let's look. Yeah. Then we don't have a backlog of stock that we can't sell. Instead, we have the option to just have it there.
Yeah. And I mean, I think for production, it helps. I think for sitting on dealer lots, and it probably helps them because technically the vehicles won't be sitting on dealer lots.
Yep.
So
if to the customer that can't back out because it's been months and they had to buy something else, no, they know exactly when it's going to get here now.
Well, and you go and you buy it before you get it.
Exactly.
So you're saying you're going through the whole process. So if I went ahead and went through with that, it would have me say, I want to finance it, fill out credit app, everything else, figure in payments and everything. Now, if somebody comes to the dealership, we as dealerships have to do this as well. So we had our trainer come in and show us this, and this is what we have to do. So if a customer comes in our lot right now and says, hey, I want, to do this. I mean, we need to have demo vehicles available for them to drive so they can say, okay, yes, I can handle this. Yes, I want one of these. Now, when can I get one? Okay, I can have one here in 3 to 4 weeks. That's not that bad. I mean, it's not quite as fast as Amazon, but I mean, it's pretty quick. You can say, well, I can, in 3 to 4 weeks, I may not be able to have a blue one, but I can have a red one. What's your second color choice? Right. That kind of thing. I don't know. I'm curious. What's the chat saying? Anything?
I wish some Ford dealerships on Long Island would do what McArthur does to sell the vehicles.
Yeah, we figure out I mean, that's the thing. Like, yeah,
See, and that's one thing is you would be buying it at Ford's price. The dealer is not marking it down. It is up to Ford. So those dealers that are marking it up, can they add on other fees?
so what they have to do is on there when we talked about that, they actually have to show what price. So when I do my pricing on there, let's go back to that. So when I do my pricing, I have to say if they're going to end up buying this one, and they add it to their cart, it shows a dealer selling price right there. So we can be over MSRP. We just have to be transparent with it. We just
Right.
have to say this is the price. So I
Right.
don't even know if it shows MSRP. I'm sure it does somewhere. But it shows what the dealership's charging. So technically,
View
we could
pricing
charge.
summary.
So we could dealer selling price. No, it still does.
Okay.
Anyway. But details MSRP. So there you go. So and this is including your dealer fee.
Okay.
So that's right. So it's breaking down, MSRP options, destination. There's your administration fee, and there's your total. So it's telling you that we are selling at MSRP, right?
So dealers wouldn't. I mean, people then could shop around for a dealer that's not.
So it does say here. This one does say order this vehicle.
Okay.
Which I didn't see that before. I thought it was
test drive. What does that do?
I think it just sends a lead to the dealer. So you just follow a lead that you want to test drive one. And you can share it too with your spouse, whatever. Anyway.
Yeah.
See, and then you can figure in your trade and all that. You can even enter your AXZ plan. So I don't know.
This would open it up so that dealers have to be transparent with exactly what they're putting onto the price.
And that's what Ford, like Farley had said and everything. It wasn't that on this plan wasn't necessarily that everybody had to sell at MSRP, but we can do that. So like if we want to, we could actually I can go in there and say, we're going to sell $500 or $1,000 below MSRP.
Yeah.
I can do that. I can set that pricing in there, and it would actually show when they're looking at dealers that, hey, we're doing a lower price than them. It's just being transparent. Also, a dealer can go over MSRP. So, which is, I have to set these pricing ahead of time in a system, and I might go in there and actually go under MSRP because then that, might show that. And then also we have to educate our customers that if hey, you can't order one of these, well, you can buy one of these now, pick your configuration, but, go look at our pricing on Ford.com. I think this is supposed to be also on our website. They should have all this inventory available on our website too at some point.
Oh.
Yeah, they were talking about that.
That explains a couple of things I saw on the website.
Yeah. Well, you see that more often than I do.
Go to 23. Would it have 23 Lightnings? Okay, well, we have 23 Lightnings in stock.
Yeah, there's 3.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, there you go. I just don't know if it's only the only mach-e that's showing in here is the stock one that we have coming in.
Yeah.
So that one's different. So I don't know on mach-e, at least I think it's going to be a job 2, but a job 2 ordering opens up. So I don't know if they're going to shift to that for job 2 or not. But we'll have to see. At least on Lightning, I think they're sticking to that, and it'll be interesting to see how that works out. But there you go. I thought that was something I thought would be fun to share and unique, and I don't know. We'll see how it works out. But I think on a smaller scale like this, on the Model E vehicles and the EVs, I think it's a good way to go.
So
a lot of people are wanting to do it that way.
So on that private offer, oh wait, sorry, that is not pertaining to this. But I think that this will be really interesting to see how it works, see how well it works. But this could be a better way for Ford to control the price. Well, not control, but keep dealers honest. On how they're pricing their vehicles.
They're gonna see, they'll see,
because people can go, okay, there's this many dealerships around me, and they can go and search through which dealerships are and aren't at MSRP.
Okay, so also I know that I think they said, so we're a certified elite dealer, and there's just a certified dealers. I think only the certified elite dealers show up
Oh,
on there. So if you're not so it basically means that if you have, I think that certified dealers, your customers can't buy the vehicles from you, but your employees can. So allow employees and loyal customers that will only buy from you. So you have, as a certified dealer, you're allotted only so many a year. So a regular certified dealer can, employees, that kind of stuff, can get one. But if to be included in this, you have to be a certified elite dealer,
okay.
which we are. So, which actually surprised those other 2 dealers were, but surprised, but there they are. Who knows? They might not be in a couple years. We'll see. But there you go. I don't know. Different. So we'll see how that plays out. But all right. Any other as we move to Q&A, any other questions?
We do have some Q&A questions. Not pertaining to that, but we have questions. Let's see. Does anybody have a mach-e NACS adapter and able to comment on how easy or fast it charges your vehicle?
I don't have one. So when that launched, my son Jeffrey, he has a mach-e, and so he was eligible to be able to order one. You're supposed to get, anybody that owns a mach-e Lightning, we're supposed to be able to get one with theirs. He ordered at 11 a.m. that morning. He still hasn't gotten his, and he hasn't got I don't know. I have to check and see if he's gotten any emails, because they said it'd be delayed. So I don't know if he could see when his is supposed to come in, but yeah, once this comes in, we were going to, test it out and figure that out. But we'll try to hopefully do some videos once we get one. I was tempted to buy one. I actually had somebody that reached out and said, do you want to get one of these in your hands to do videos and content on? And I'm like, yes, I'd love to. Great. We can put you on a list, but we'd like you to do a video on this other product that we have, a charger or something, first, to be the first one to get the adapter. I'm like, no. I don't need, it was like, I don't need them to send me a fast charger. I would have to install it at my house, everything else. I was like, no, that's all right. Yeah. I'll wait. And then I never was contacted. So I was tempted to just buy one of Lextron has adapters, and I think they're all the same. So I was going to order one of those just to have one in, but I haven't. So we have one. We have the round one to Tesla. So it's just going to be your 240.
Yeah.
So it's not the same.
Just to make sure they didn't sneak in the ability to get a bedside step with Ranger SCX, did they? I know it's not on build and price, but just hoping maybe they snuck it in under the radar.
Well, there's are you talking about, there's the step that you can get, now he's saying on STX, which would be XL. So, didn't they have you can get as optional equipment, the little step in the back? Is that what you're, maybe that's what you're talking about?
Yeah.
But maybe he's just asking if it's available on.
It's available on STX in Canada. Like, apparently you can only get it on the STX, and STX is only available in Canada.
No, so STXs are what's an XL. So basically, STX on a Ranger is your XL Sport Appearance Package. Okay. So that's technically, it's called STX. So we just got one in not that long ago, and ordered one for a customer, and it came in. And it looks great, actually.
Johnny said that they can get it in Canada.
Okay. So yeah, so STX package is standard equipment on XL. So. And that would be optional equipment. So let's see if it's in the US. So
it's not on build and price, but he's hoping they snuck it in. Which build and price doesn't list everything.
No, it does.
It does.
Oh, build and price on the website. Yeah. I'm sorry, but I don't trust half of the build and price on Ford's website. I'm sorry, Ford, but
that's why he's asking us.
Because
we can look at
the order guide is. But I will tell you this, I don't see it on the order guide. So I'm looking at freestanding options, because it's not included in that, right? It's an optional equipment. If is Johnny in there?
He was.
Oh, he was earlier.
Headed out.
Okay. We're getting late for him, I know.
especially with a little baby.
Integrated box side step is fleet option on XL in the United States. So it's available for fleet customers on the XL or STX. Now XLT, there you go. XLT, it's available for retail customers. So you got to go XLT to get it in America. So now, yeah, in Canada, and maybe in Canada it's fleet too. And you just
have to go up to XLT to get it.
Yeah. So it's available for fleet, but not for retail.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway.
All right. How long does a PDI usually take at our dealership?
Not too long. So right now we have them going through, instead of one person, they can usually get quite a few done in a day, so they can kick them out pretty quick. Not too much. They check all the fluids off. They make sure everything's on there. If there's any DIOs, they got to make sure those are put on. That kind of stuff. They don't fill them up anymore. We'll fill them up at delivery time by your salesperson and everything. So it shouldn't take, I don't know, actual time frame, but it can get done within the day easily.
Yeah. Can I claim I have a business in order to get it as a fleet? Don't you have to have like tax ID?
You have to have a fleet. You have to go in through pro.ford.com, I think, because now they call it pro.
You have to register and everything.
Yeah, you have to register it. You have to have a fleet. So you have to be able to buy more than one, and you have to get a fleet code and everything.
All right. Have you gotten any notice of a safety recall 24S24? It has something to do with electrical goings on in a hybrid Maverick.
I don't know. We've covered a lot of them, and all the recalls I've covered and know about are the ones that I covered in episode 16, Maverick Monday, episode 16. Those are all the ones I know about.
Okay. For an is it true, if you double click the lock button on the remote, it shuts down some or few automatic electronics. Hopefully it helps the battery going to sleep.
I know if you double lock it, it locks it and lets you know that it's locked by beeping at you. But I don't know about that.
What trim level of a Bronco would you recommend to someone that is considering a Bronco Sport Badlands?
Oh, so if they have a Bronco Sport Badlands now and they want a Bronco? Well, to be honest, any of them. I mean, if you're looking at off-road capabilities, every single one of them are very capable, and you could add a Sasquatch to any of them if you really wanted to make sure you're good with the clearance. But even if you I would just make sure you get at least a rear locker on any of them.
The Bronco Sport Badlands has what level of clearance?
Not much. I mean, it does have pretty good clearance for what it is, but all your Broncos are going to have more. And so I mean,
if you're wanting to match what the Bronco Sport Badlands is doing, you can pretty much use anything.
Yeah, you don't need to go Bronco Badlands. The big thing on the Bronco, the difference on the Badlands that you get is a standard front and rear locker, and you get the sway bar disconnect. But really any of them you can get a rear locker on. And if you go with the Sasquatch package on any trim level, you get a front and rear locker with the 35s and either of those two wheel options. But you don't have to go up that, my opinion, you don't have to go up that. I mean, a lot of your packages will come standard with the you can add a rear locker, I should say, on most of them. Like I think rear locker on the Black Diamond is standard on it, comes with the rear locker, but you can't add the front locker and all that. But really, technically, a Bronco Sport Badlands only has a rear locker. It doesn't have a front.
Yeah.
So you could go with about any of them. You could go like I did, Big Ben, rear locker, add that, and add your mid package, and you're going to be equipment wise. Now, if you had the leather and all that, that's different. That's your premium equipment. So you want to look for something that has, if you're used to that stuff, you may have to go up to like Badlands, mid high or whatever if you want. But any of the trim levels will do that. And then probably the biggest thing is just to add some off-road tires. So like what I did is I switched wheels, but you wouldn't have to. You could go with the standard wheel and add like a 33-inch and tire and then your rear locker, and you can do a lot. You can do a lot with that. So,
Yeah.
and then you're not having to go up too expensive. I mean, what are they? 40,000 for a Big Ben. So,
Yeah. So, you know what I just thought of? We have a lot of Mavericks sitting on our lot. I wonder if our lot crew has had any trouble with deep sleep mode.
they've been moving those around.
Yeah, but how often? Once a week?
I don't know.
Maybe once every 2 weeks?
I think the thing of it is, I think most of them are cycling through pretty fast. Like we're selling some that we're,
Yeah.
but I don't.
But it might be.
You
I
can
could ask
a lot.
them.
Yeah, you could ask them. I don't know if they are having issues with it.
Let's see. I only have 2 questions left, so if you have any questions, pop them in there. Does that sound deadening on hardtop apply to a 2-door I ordered in March?
So you ordered it in March, and it's going to come standard. It's going to come with the sound deadening, right? If you have a VIN though, job 2 does not reflect to you. That would be the question: is if you already have a VIN and you're scheduled for production, then this does not. Any of the job 2 stuff we're talking about for the Bronco does not affect you. Yours is already scheduled to be built the way it is. These are vehicles that haven't been built yet, don't have VIN numbers, that would be affected by that. To be honest, I don't know, because really you're supposed to be price protected before any changes. So I would think if you don't make any changes to your order, even as it goes to job 2, you should be price protected to the job 1 and still get the sound deadening headliner. I haven't looked at our orders yet to find out if that's true.
Mm-hmm.
That's the kicker. That's the one thing I mentioned in yesterday's video that I just don't know on that. If you're going to have to add, it's going to, once it flips it over to the job 2 order on those unscheduled ones, if it's automatic going to give you that option, because it actually shows in there what different option code that was. I can't remember what that. I think I have it here. Yeah, because it has the different option codes for the different hard tops with and without the sound deadening. So you'd have to look on the order guide and see if the other one has 43L is with sound deadening. So you would need to make sure you have that. And I don't know if automatically last year's was the sound. I would assume that to keep things right with customers that already are price protected, that's already what it was. Actually, I think I can look that up. Bronco, because I have the old order guide still. So there's the new one that just came out, right? Yeah, that's a new one. So let's look at the one prior to that and see what that hardtop option code is. It is 43L. So yeah, so then it won't be affected. So you would have to go with 43M to make that difference. So you should be, if you have an unscheduled order with that hardtop, that is the hardtop that you ordered in job 1. So they didn't change that order code any going to job 2. So yes, you still should be price protected. Make sure your dealership doesn't, it'll probably come in and show an extra $600 option. Make sure they don't charge you for that. So yeah. So
All right.
good. I'm glad I looked that up. So thanks.
For the 24 Maverick private offer, does it still matter what dealer you use? The dealer ordered the wrong trim for the reorder, and I rejected it, and he didn't put another order in the correct way.
Okay, so yes, you're supposed to only be able to use that private offer on an ordered vehicle in your name for 24. So yeah, email me. I might have a workaround for you. Email me. But yes, you're supposed to. So it doesn't necessarily have to be the same dealer. So you could go into a dealership and order a 24, and that private offer will be available on yours. It does not have to be with that dealership. So once your private offer has been given to you and that is in there and showing in your name, that is your private offer to be used on your ordered vehicle with whatever dealership in the country you want to. So maybe find a dealership that has no retail orders and just have them order now. You have enough time that you can go ahead and order that 24. When it comes in, it'll be available to be used on that one. So it just has to be used on an order in your name for 24 to be used. But it can't be ordered in stock or a vehicle was ordered for somebody else. So,
all right.
There you go.
Those were all the questions I had.
Now, originally on that, to come back to that, they said it had to be in the same dealership because it was easier for them to match up to get the private offer. But then once those private offers have been given, it's going to show in your name now. So it really won't matter. So
Is Tim going to do a video on Ranger XLT on adapted cruise and park assist for 24?
I have to get one. All the Rangers we've gotten in have been sold. So we had one in our showroom for just about a week or so, and it sold. And so at this point, we haven't gotten any stock Rangers in yet. So I'd have to get a Ranger that I can. I mean, I don't like doing videos on other people's vehicles. I know some people will say, "Hey, I go ahead and do it on mine," but typically I won't. So I need to get a stock one in. Now, doing a walk around without driving it is one thing, but doing something like that. So,
does the center console safe option come with a key or a number code?
it is a number, so it's a 4-digit number, and you kind of roll the lock like combination and then you can set your own code. So,
all right. How likely would it be to be able to get through PDI aftermarket and pickup in the same day? Not likely. So PDI.
Aftermarket, yeah. They aftermarket schedules at least a day or two in advance. Mm-hmm. So if if your vehicle comes in, like if it comes in today, or let's say it comes in overnight, then it might get set up the next day, possibly. But at that point, if a lot of times aftermarket work with them and say, "Hey, can you get this set up today? Because I'm scheduling for a spray and liner tomorrow." So then it needs to get through spray and liner. A lot of times that needs to dry. And so usually you got to allow at least a couple of days for that to get done. So
really depends on what you're having done to it.
Yep. But now it's going to process most of that stuff for you.
Yep. So, and with PDI aftermarket and doing all of that, you could, because they sometimes schedule a week out depending on what the service is for aftermarket. So like bed liner and tent and stuff like that, sometimes it can be a week. So
sometimes they can, if it's one of our builds though, sometimes they can move that so that fit a customer in.
He's wanting to try and get his PTO figured out.
Yeah.
And he wants to do paperwork here.
Yeah.
So
we can give you time though. I mean, it's not like you need to rush over and get it done right away.
Once it gets here, we'll notify you, and we're keeping a pretty close eye on your order. So once it gets here, we'll know.
Last I saw, Sunday, I was looking them up, and it was in Kansas City, still on the rail.
Yes. So we'll be, and I looked it up this afternoon. It was still on the rail. So as soon as we know it's here, we'll contact you so you can start figuring things out. We'll get it with Niles and see how long that's going to take. Everything.
We're going to put an All-Terrain Nation sticker on the.
Okay. He's putting stickers on now.
Yep.
Is this the after hours?
Yeah. I meant to do this before the live stream, but it was like, oh, I got 5 seconds. I don't think I have time, especially since I can't get the backing off. So I need to get patches. That needs to happen.
Are you planning on going to the draft next year? It's in Green Bay.
The draft? Probably not. I'm not that big of a football fan.
I know Lebo likes Green Bay, and I've asked him before, like when we first started dating, I'm like, if Green Bay played the Chiefs, would you want to go see them? He's like, no, I don't want to spend money to go see a game that I can watch on the TV. I'm like, but it's different in person. We go and see the Royals games. He's like, yeah, but they're a lot less expensive.
That's crooked. Oh, well, I'll put Allie's on. She watches our live stream, but I'll put it on.
Go to my social media. You'll see where I put all my stickers. I actually have a sticker book coming, so I can stick them in there.
We're gonna order some of those. I want you to work on something like this, so I can put it on people's vehicles. But you've been bucked and you've been goosed for Mavericks. I want to carry them with me.
I need to work on my own as well.
Oh, I need to take those with me next week, so I can give them out to people.
Oh yeah,
just for fun.
Yeah, like I have a sticker book coming. So a sticker book is really fun because you can take the stickers on and off of the page. So it's not permanent. So if you want to put it somewhere, you can. And if you happen to have a surface that's soft or slick like this, you can actually take the stickers on and off that surface and redecorate it multiple times and just put them back in your sticker book. So then they're all in one place and you can transfer them on and off of things. Like those on there can be taken off.
I need to quit looking at things like this. I got Jax too. Is he still in here? Probably not. It's East Coast. It's late for them, those people. I don't know. Where am I going to put this? It won't fit on this one. Right here? All right, I'll put Jax on there too. All right. Anything else we got going on? Any other questions?
No, not really.
Everybody's left. No, we got 76 people in here.
76 people in here.
Wow. You guys are crazy.
No questions. We aren't talking. It's 10:30 in Richview's time.
Actually, I'm really surprised that y'all didn't leave on the lightning stuff. I know that's not the most popular, content,
But it's a new concept that Florida's bringing forth, and it's intriguing.
Yes. I just don't know if my title was intriguing enough for people to actually go, yeah, I don't want to care about lightning.
Like, it's only 6:30 in Hawaii. And
There you
Donald
go.
Rush says, "We like you."
RagnarCon. I didn't know. Actually, I was just thinking, I was like, I haven't seen RagnarCon in a while. But
That's his first comment. He's been
you're quiet, huh? I do that sometimes,
a ninja.
I do
being a
that.
ninja
I do
tonight.
that in some people's live streams. I'm like, okay, if I know once I comment, everybody's gonna know I'm in there. So I'll just sit here and just listen for a while.
Bucko says you can come to a Chiefs or Royals game when they move them to new stadiums in Kansas.
They were talking about that.
They're
I
moving
think
the Royals to an in-city stadium. And I'm not happy about it because of the parking. The parking's already outrageous when you're parking at the stadium. But now you're going to be parking in the city.
I thought they were talking about the Legends area.
Yeah.
Were they not?
Well, maybe.
But if they move it to Kansas City, see, and why not, right? We need a Kansas football team and baseball team instead of a Missouri, because St. Louis, Missouri has St. Louis. They can have them. And we get the Chiefs and the Royals. Yeah. Would I become a Royals and Chiefs fan?
But
I don't know.
The Royals Stadium is gorgeous, and they have like the kids area. Although the kids area could be covered, that's the only thing, because we took Will on a July summer day, and everything was hot to the touch. He couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
But I really enjoy. We've stopped going to the Kansas City Royals because it's just so expensive. The tickets are now $20 for the cheapest seats. It's $20 to $30 to park. It's not worth it for us. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, but there's also nowhere for the kids to run that's safe and able for them to just be.
Yeah.
We like to go see Wind Surge in Wichita. It's a lot more laid back. They have the berm. That's $10 per person. You can bring in your own coolers. You can bring in a wagon if you want with your kids. They have a bounce house for the kids to play at, but the berm is a grassy area where you can just run and play. So, it's $10 per person, and then you don't have to pay for parking if you don't want to. You can find a parking spot for free. So, for us, that's a lot better and more family friendly for us. So, and it's more fun of a game. The professionals seem like they're rehearsed. They're just going through the same game each time. You might get a whammy or something intriguing, but those minor leagues, they are not as rehearsed, not as professional. You get a lot more fun.
They make mistakes too.
They make mistakes. It's fun.
We're all human.
So I personally find that the minor leagues are more fun than the majors at this point.
All right. Well, I don't think I have anything else. There's a lot of information there to unpack this week. So anyway, but that's good.
But if they move to a new stadium and the tickets are cheaper and parking is cheaper, then we might start going to Royals again. But who knows?
Yep. Who knows? All right. Well, anything else?
So Diabetic says it's 6:30 in Hawaii, where he's at. He says, "Hello, just got home. Live stream keeps me company, waiting for school pickup and through errands."
Wow. That's
That's yeah. See, I'm getting done with drop off with my kids at home before I come here.
okay. So he is saying that. Okay. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it did say here. My local Ford guy said that the change to the allocation for Mavericks won't affect our timeline. We'll see. Now, if you're already scheduled, yeah, it doesn't affect your timeline.
Yeah.
And really, it won't affect until, like I said, that doesn't go in effect until July's scheduling for September production. So now your timeline on if you're unscheduled, it could affect it. And like I said, that's going to help a dealership like us that's an earn and turn because so far they gave us here's how many you should expect for the year. Well, now still even right now we're first in the country year to date with like 230. We sell basically 60 Mavericks a month. Right now, where our number sits, it's 60 a month for the last 4 months. So that will affect us because then what'll happen is it'll give us some extra allocation. So if we're getting the orders and we're turning them like we were supposed to, then we should get more allocations now. And then if they switch it to a state thing, those local dealers didn't like us to begin with. Just wait.
Yeah.
We'll bring them in for you guys and dealer trade them to you, and you can give us the cool inventory that you guys have if you want the Mavericks. So that's fun. Anyway, and Mavericks is a cool one too. So, all right. Anything else?
No. Any Maverick Job 2 news? Nope.
They haven't talked Job 2. I don't know if they're going to do. Sometimes, like last year, they squeaked in the Job 2 without saying anything. They didn't make any any major changes. Like one year it was they made some changes, but it wasn't anything that affected the order guide. They just made the changes and just didn't tell anybody on how they were done. Like when they changed that temperature from being the temperature on the dial on the luxury packages to not being there and just having a temperature look, and then you changed it and the temperature was on the screen. That was a Job 2 change. And is that 23 model year? 22? So. 1 year it was a Job 2 change, and it wasn't something we saw in the order guide because that wasn't something present on the order guide because they didn't say what that would look like. They just said it would have it, which it still had dual zone climate. It's just it looked different now. So that was why they didn't need to make a change in the order guide. So the only time we'll see that is if it's an order guide change. So,
yeah.
So sometimes they'll make little changes that we don't see. So,
yep.
Anyway, we'll see. Haven't chatted with him in a while. Maybe I should.
Yeah.
Say is there because Job 2 should be now for those because to be honest, Bronco's Job 2 and Ranger is now. They're going to produce longer than Maverick will this year.
I want to know what the timeline or what we should be expecting for an appearance from our friendly brand manager.
He did say he would come on the live stream once the order banks was revealed so that people could ask.
I'm wondering when that timeline's going to be. When we should be expecting our guest.
Yes. All right. I think that's it. All right, guys. I think we're going to call it quits there. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys learned something from this. And it helps you out in whatever way, or at least entertaining a little bit if you're in the cars and stuff like that. But again, be looking for some videos this week. Like I said, we're gonna actually some of the videos. If you guys watch the live stream, then 2 of the videos that are going to come out Wednesday, Thursday are from this live stream, so that won't be new information to you. So. But hopefully you can enjoy that. If you're looking, give me some ideas for Maverick Monday. I'm going to have to record it Saturday this week. So give me some ideas on that. Somebody had sent me on an idea about the adaptive cruise and the speed sign recognition and how that works. And actually, it was very interesting because I can tell you it's based completely on the signs because there were some areas where, like otherwise the construction wouldn't work. So like when you're in a construction zone, your map might say it's 75, but the construction sign will say 60. So I can tell you that they are seeing those signs on the road and they're changing. Well, what's funny is, have you ever seen the ones on the construction that says 60 ahead?
Yeah.
And then it changes to 60? It doesn't change for the 60 ahead. It doesn't change until you get to the 60.
That is
Have you noticed that?
interesting.
Do you? Maybe you don't. I don't know if you have adaptive cruise, but your mom has it, and the
Lebo
Maverick has
has it.
And I noticed that
Lebo
on
has
hers,
it in his
there's a couple construction zones coming back from
Fusion.
Kansas City on Saturday, and I noticed, or on Sunday, and I noticed that was like, okay, that didn't change when it said 60 ahead, but once it hit 60, then it changed. So that's what the look of that sign looks like, because when it'll say 60 ahead, it'll be a little smaller, and at the bottom it'll say ahead or whatever, and then so it must have to be a certain size for that to work. But
yeah,
that's usually how those work. So that's why I didn't know if I want to do a video on that, because I kind of want to try. I like to try to do the Mac videos that work for everybody, whether you're an XL, XLT, or Maverick or Lariat, because I've done some that are specific to, like, I know the video that when I talked about the Lariat stuff with the adaptive cruise and all that, well, that didn't have anything to do with XL and XLT owners. So I didn't have a lot of people that watched that one. But when I talked about something that was on all of them, the more people did find value in that and watch that. So I like to try to find things, do stuff like that. So, and I might actually kind of talk about some of the buttons that you may not be aware of what they do inside the vehicle, and knowing those buttons, because I've done a video on a walkthrough, but some people maybe haven't seen it. So maybe for Maverick Monday, I'll cover some of the buttons and some of the settings, and going through that, and maybe a deep dive on the productivity screen and how you get to everything and what everything means. So maybe I'll do that. Start doing some things on productivity screen as well as the mental screen and that kind of stuff. And I have realized that, like, my vehicle has the Sync 3. So when I plug mine in, it goes into Android Auto. But I've heard that other people can't have the wireless, like making and receiving phone calls on the non-Sync 3 unless you plug your phone in. I did not know that. It doesn't connect via Bluetooth to make and receive phone. That's what I'd heard. So maybe I need to mess with that. But
Maverick
anyway.
Fits Showcase.
Yeah, except I just don't have anything.
I have a cup holder.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to bring that to you since January.
Well, I have the Maverick tonight. I didn't start with the Maverick today. Your mom brought dinner to us. Yeah. Said, I'm taking the Bronco. I brought your Maverick.
Yeah, so I was on the phone with her, and she's like, well, you have a package. He has it in his truck. I'm like, he doesn't have his truck today. He has the Bronco. She's like, he took the Bronco?
No, the package is in the Bronco, not the Maverick.
But she was like, he took my Bronco? I was like, yeah. She's like, I was going to drive that. I'm going to take his Maverick over to him.
So we've come to the conclusion. Somebody asked us at Supercell. Did I tell you this?
I think so.
Yeah, I'll tell everybody. So somebody asked us, Mike Hines, actually, awesome guy. He's from Tennessee, and so he said, "Okay, got to know. Let's put this out there. Is the Bronco yours or hers?" And so I thought for a second. I said, "The Bronco is hers. She chose the color. The mods are mine." So the mods that allow us to go off road are mine. The Bronco's hers.
Yeah. So any suggestions on where to store reusable bags in Maverick if I won't be able to raise the bench seat? Car seat would be installed. So what I did is I used an old tissue box. Or, well, these would be reusable bags. So never mind.
So like Dylan's plastic bag?
No. So the reusable ones that are made of fabric. Depending on the size, I would make use one of them to store all of them. Get one of the zipper, what is it called? Freezer bags. I like to use the freezer bag with the zipper on it and put all of them in that one, and then either have it sit behind my seat, or when I had my Maverick, I kept it in my bed with the bed cover. And I hooked it on one of the little tie-offs.
Let's see.
It is $4.41 in Hawaii.
I don't have any topic.
No, not the Ziploc, like the zipper bags.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about either.
Whose name is on the title of your Bronco?
Both. I'm not stupid. All right. You know what's funny is I say it's my mods and her Bronco, But yet right now she's the one doing most of the off-roading.
She said she was going to change her Instagram name to FVG, Ford Video Guys, Off-Road Chauffeur.
I was able to get some clips though. I gotta edit that. So yeah,
we need a second vehicle so that more of us can off-road.
And I got an idea for a better front camera. So
all right, we should hop off.
I'll do that
It's
on my Ford Video
9:40.
channel. All right. That'll be
down
good.
to
That'll be
65.
good Sunday. All right. Well, thanks guys for watching. And the people that are still on are dedicated diehards, or you just are bored. So I appreciate you guys hanging on with us. Thank you very much. And I hope you guys enjoyed tonight. Smash the like button on the way out. I appreciate it, and hope you guys had a great time. Till the next video, stay positive, be kind to one another,
and be kind to yourself.
And we'll see you later. Let's do something.